Hi, welcome back to your Wednesdays this morning with me, Richard Maiden, and Kat Neely here.
Yeah.
I've got a lot more coming up for you on the programme today. How's your morning been so far?
It's going pretty well, actually.
You know, Ben, you weren't here.
Maidley, go on. Other side of the sofa.
Don't spend so long in the loo, then.
Nick the job over there.
Look, it's
Come
all
and nick this
warm.
job as well.
You've got a Maidley warm-up.
Isn't it amazing, though, that music?
Yeah.
The original titles.
It's the trigger.
The original, even for us, as sort of being at home and being able to watch it, if you had the day... We were saying the other day, if you have a day off from school now, there's so much going on, there's so much to do. Actually, it's quite good fun. Yeah. Back then, the only thing you could do if you had a day off school was watch This Morning.
And students. I mean, students, you know, sort of recovering from the night before.
Yes.
There were no laptops, there were no iPhones, so they watched This Morning. We had huge student viewership. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And the titles, sorry, Kat, we're just looking at those titles there. And you had the titles of you and Judy with the kids as babies. Look there.
Chloe, that's Chloe.
Is it Chloe?
That's little Chloe.
Yeah.
So there's you with Chloe. This was 35 years ago.
1988.
There's you with Chloe now.
God.
You don't look
that's not
any
even
different.
now. That's
My
a few
God.
years back as
Look
well.
Oh.
You don't look any different, Richard.
come on, of
No,
course I
you
do.
don't. It was your birthday, actually, on Monday, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, but we don't talk about it.
No, we don't. We're just not going to talk about it at all.
The lovely thing, though, of you holding Chloe is, of course, Chloe's got little Bodhi now as well,
Absolutely,
who's probably a little bit older than Chloe was then.
I think Chloe's about 5-6 months there. Bodhi's about 20 months now.
Yeah.
And she's gorgeous.
There's Bodhi.
Do you look, that was taken yesterday. They're in Dubai. And I just thought, she looks like she's about to read the news.
She does, she really does.
I'm coming up on tonight, so...
It is. It's in the family. That's what it is.
But we're going to talk about Father's Day.
Oh, right.
This is your brand new book. It's out on the 23rd of May.
Yep.
I started it last night, and you know I'm not a great sleeper.
She's not a great sleeper.
As it goes.
It put you to sleep.
No.
I did the opposite.
The opposite.
Oh, good.
Within the first 20 pages, there is, like, crucifixion and murder, a fisher, like a catfisher online.
Yeah.
There is a terrible accident.
Yeah.
And I was
it starts at 100
Maidley,
miles
I'm
an hour,
putting this down, and it's... Tell me what happens in the
I'll
rest
try
of
and
the book.
summarise it in a minute. It's a revenge thriller.
OK.
And at the heart of it is a troll. This is a guy who's in his mid-40s. He's a horrible, horrible man. And he has become very skilled at catfishing teenage girls. He goes into teen chat rooms and he impersonates online 15, 16-year-old girl. He calls himself Rosie, and he's very convincing.
Very.
And he does it for all sorts of weird, pervy reasons. He gets them to talk about things that we can't talk about here.
Yeah.
But his real thing is to try and get girls... He finds a vulnerable one and he focuses in on them and develops what appears to be a wonderful friendship from one teenage girl to the other. But actually, what he wants them to do is to self-harm and, if possible, take their own life. And the book opens with his death. It's a revenge killing. We find him crucified.
Yeah. Oh, it's him.
It's him.
Right.
It's not a plot spoiler.
No.
We find him crucified upside down in a real place, actually. I think we've got a picture of it. It's a Roman amphitheatre near Cirencester.
Yeah.
And it's happened in the middle of the night, and the police find this appalling scene, and we're off. And basically...
And that's it, is it? That's where he's found.
And the man who's done it, and again, all this is made clear quite early on in the book, is the girl's father. This girl has killed herself, and nobody knows why. She's had this secret relationship with this troll on a secret laptop that no one knows exists. And 2 years after she takes her own life in her bedroom, he finds the secret laptop. And he manages to hack into it, and he works out what happened. And then he tracks the guy down, and he kills him. So the story's told in flashback and flash forward as we go through. And the two central questions, really, that I want the reader to get involved in is, one, do we want the father to be caught and punished? Does he deserve it for doing something so heinous? He's crucified a man who's died in agony. Or do we think it was kind of justified?
Yeah.
And what do we think about the guy who's been murdered? Are we glad? We're actually glad that he died that way?
It's just terrifying, because to me, that whole technological world, anyway, with young children, it's terrifying. It could be a great movie, though, too.
A couple of people have said that.
Yeah.
I didn't write it with that in mind, but I
could
suppose
be, though.
I suppose it's quite visual. Yeah.
As I was coming in today, I walked past Susanna and I said, "Oh, Richard's coming in," and she said, "This book she picked up and read in 3 days."
I know.
Because that's the thing. You've written a page turner, Rich, which I would imagine. You know, when you're sitting down writing it, you want that to be the case. As Kat was saying, it was so involved at the start.
It's very much like the discipline of doing this programme or doing GMB. You want people to stay over the break.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you tease things, you know, you sort of chin thins up a little bit. And yeah, that's what I've tried to do. With each chapter, I've tried to leave it with people thinking, oh my God, what now? What's going to happen here? And of course, the father who kills this monster he's a very intelligent man. He's a very nice man, actually. He's a very decent guy. But the power of revenge, what would a father do? What would you do if it was your daughter who'd been cajoled into killing herself, taking her own life? What would you do if you found the man responsible?
So you come across as such a lovely, affable, easy-go-lucky guy, but there's a dark, sinister side to the Maidley. There's the journalist in you. Because, of course, you will have covered stories like this endlessly over the years.
I've never covered a crucifixion.
No.
But catfishing and people online being bullied or being, tragically taking their own lives.
It's very current, isn't it?
Yes.
Very, very current.
Yeah.
What do the kids make of it? Do they read your books?
Only when they've actually been published. I don't like them having an advanced read. Judy hasn't read it yet either.
Has she not?
No, I like to keep it real. I don't want too much input. I mean, when you're writing, you need to be on your own, really, and you don't want too much influence. So if I was giving them chapters and said, what do you think of this? I think it might put me off my stride, So they'll look at it in the next week or two, I hope.
So your first book, Someday I'll Find You, it took you a long time to write that one?
Yeah.
A couple of years.
2 or 3 years, yeah.
How long did it take you to do this one? Was it
from start to finish? I must admit, my publisher was very patient. I missed deadline after deadline after deadline.
Because you were doing next door.
GMB, I thought I could do the show in the morning and write in the afternoon. But you know what it's like. It's like you got jet lag. So it took me a long time. It took me about 5 years. But I finally finished it about 4 or 5 months ago, and there it is. It's in print.
Amazing. We loved it. Last time you came and joined us was when we were celebrating 10 years of Good Morning Britain, and we had a lovely little chat about some of the things that you did with Judy, of course, the Viagra episode and how what emerged from that.
What came up?
Yeah. What we were talking about was some of those other things that happened when you were on the sofa here this morning. And I'd forgotten about when you had Hercules the bear.
Oh, my God. Who? Jeez.
So you had a live bear that you were told you could feed.
Yeah.
What's the scar?
And he went for me. It's a grizzly bear. We must have been mad.
Why were they... I don't think you could do that now.
No, so much of what we used to do on This Morning, like the live Viagra test, for example, you just wouldn't do today. You couldn't do it today. You'd have Ofcom down your neck, But no, a live grizzly bear in studio?
Close, yes.
That close?
Without any restraints.
Insane.
And were you only given a year to make the show work?
Yeah.
Yes. When we launched it in '88, it was, when was it? October the 3rd, 1988. And there was a lot of jealousy in the other companies in ITV who pitched for the show and hadn't got it, and Granada had got it, we'd got it. And so there was a kind of consensus that it would be off the air by Christmas, never mind a year. But ITV gave it 1 year because it was, in '88, there wasn't television like this.
No.
We went to America.
Yeah.
We looked at American daytime shows, which had been running for about 20 years. We took a lot of our kind of inspiration from them. We piloted it, and then we went on air. And we were confident that we had a format that would last. And look at it, it's still going.
It is still going. And I didn't realise, Richard, that actually you're...
that was Trading Places Day.
I thought the book was frightening. I really
is scary,
weren't able to sleep
The
at
funny
night.
thing for me, because I know your son Jack very well, I just keep seeing Jack when you do moments like that.
Do you?
Yeah, I really do. It's lovely.
We are quite alike.
But your TV accent is actually a persona. You're actually a bit more estral, a bit more like me. You're an Essex.
Well, basically, I was born in Romford, Essex, right? And I'm not putting this on. I'm slipping into this. Like, if I spoke French, I could speak French, right? So this is how I spoke.
That's your natural.
That's my natural
road.
Speaking voice, yeah. But my dad was a public school boy, and he hated dropped H's, and he hated the East London Essex accent. So at home, I spoke like this. And then if I spoke like this at school, I get beaten up.
Yeah.
So at school, I naturally spoke like that. And then I was on the East London Advertiser, which was like the big East End newspaper, just after the craze had gone out of business. Yeah. Obviously, I had to talk like that there, otherwise I'd get beaten up again. So yeah, that estuary English is my natural. Yeah.
So I find my wife always says to me, whenever I'm home or I've gone to watch West Ham and I'm hanging out with my schoolmates,
does it come out?
Or I'm talking to a cab driver, usually my accent drops a little bit as well.
Does it?
Oh, for heaven's sake, can you stop pretending not to be actually who you are?
Have you noticed? Maybe you're not old enough, but when I look at recordings of me talking on television and some early radio recordings when I started in local radio in the 1970s, and I spoke very much like that.
It's even more.
Oh yes, it was even more. Yes, it was very BBC. Yes.
That was how it used to be.
Terribly good.
No, I'm not that old. That's the problem.
I know you're not.
Lovely to see you. Thank you for dropping in.
Thank you for
Father's Day
talking about the
out
book.
23rd May.
Yes.
There you go.
Brilliant stuff.
Thank you.
Prepare yourselves, though. It's a page turner and there's a lot that goes on.
Terrifying.
Thank you very much.
Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. You can't stop them talking. They're sitting down. Mike Love and Bruce Johnson are here. It's lovely to see you both. Thank you so much for coming in.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's fantastic for
Good morning.
to have us.
Well,
Good morning.
both Kat and I have enjoyed this documentary, this extraordinary documentary about the history of the Beach Boys. There was so much in there that I didn't know. Like, we all across your music, we all loved your music, but the history of the band is the ups and downs, and there's been a fair few downs along the way, Mike, that I think is so compelling to watch.
Yes, it's really revealing of the dynamics and everything that went on, good and bad, with the Beach Boys. And Disney has done a phenomenal job. Disney Plus is going to air it, and it's just it's so wonderful because we have a Genesis book and a Disney documentary, and so we've never been as happy or as thankful for all the attention that our lifetime of music is.
We've got it all going on still. We're so blessed.
Yeah. It's the longevity of the band. Like, my boys are 6 and 8, and they sit in the back of the car singing Beach Boys. Like, to be able to span that many generations. And I think more than anything else, what your music does brilliantly is just celebrates the joy of life. It grabs it by the horns.
There's a psychologist in Sheffield, England, that tested with 2,500 people from this perspective of which songs make people feel the best. And Good Vibrations came in at #1. And there's a Bob Marley in there, and there's a Pink in there, and there's Earth, Wind and Fire had September. #1 and #8 was I Get Around.
Not bad stablemates.
Not bad.
Not bad stablemates.
There's a lovely bit in the documentary where you're talking about the writing of Good Vibrations as well, and how you wrote the lyrics to Good Vibrations, essentially in the car on the way to record the song.
While driving an XKE to the studio.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I dictated to my then wife, Suzanne, who's mother of Christian, who sings with us now, and my daughter Haley, and she has better writing than me anyway. So I said,
you can't write and drive as well, though, by the way.
I love the colorful clothes she wears, etc. And got the studio, handed it to Brian. He liked it. He handed it to Carl, who sang the lead, and I came in with I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. Yep.
It's just magical.
It is. And Bruce, I mean, you're a happy accident almost when you joined the band.
Now, wait a second. We're not talking about his childbirth.
When I joined the band, Glenn Campbell was filling in for Brian. He wasn't available because he was becoming Glenn Campbell. So we needed someone else to fill in, I guess, for Brian. Mike called me. So who do you know? I called 12 people. I said, time's running out. Why don't I just show up? April 9th, 1965. Why don't I just show up in New Orleans and I'll do a couple shows?
And he was to play the bass, but he never played the bass. He's a keyboard player.
So you had to learn how to play the bass?
Well, Carl asked me if I played bass. I said, oh, yeah, of course. No, I didn't play bass. But I'm no fool all the time.
And wasn't there a whole thing where they said, how much do you want? And you said $300.
No, I wanted $250. And so I got a check for $3,000. I thought, I think I need this job instead of working at Columbia
Because they paid you $250 every day. You were like $250.
I thought it was for the whole thing.
Amazing.
I was barely 21 years old, so I thought it was pretty cool.
There's watching the evolution of the band as well, though, Mike, from where it starts to the family and Bruce joining and where it goes to, and this extraordinary battle that there was that I wasn't aware of, and watching the documentary was gripping, between you and the Beatles. I didn't realise there was this raging thing about who was the biggest band in the world. But when you got to the UK, all the fans over here voted you guys #1.
Yeah, these guys were.
New Musical Express did that.
NME Award.
On the strengths of Good Vibrations going to #1 in 1966. So, but there's been nobody more successful than the Beatles.
Of course.
The McCartney and crew, but the most interesting thing for me was to be in India with Marishi's invitation. And all the Beatles were there. And
so you were there together?
Wow.
Yes. George Harrison and I had our birthdays in India in spring of '68.
Wow.
Yeah, we're both Pisces.
So,
wow.
Because
I bet that was relaxing.
It was amazing. We were meditating for hours at a time. They were doing a lot of music.
Yeah.
Back in the USSR, Paul McKing did the breakfast tables saying, "Listen to this, Mike, play in front of Miami Beach," you know.
Wow.
And yeah, it was a fascinating time.
And Bruce, you played the Beatles' Pet Sounds.
Here's what happened.
Is that right?
I came to England for a week of promotion. Pet Sounds was released in America, but it wasn't released yet. But Sloop John B was released, was climbing the charts. So I brought a copy over, and I wound up playing it in my suite for the Beatles twice.
Right.
You know, and so the feedback I got
Keith
was,
Moon introduced him to us.
I see.
well, the feedback that I got was that McCartney just took the vibe and the sweetness of Wouldn't It Be Nice and some of the harmony, and created Here, There, and Everywhere for the Revolver album because of Pet Sounds. But the more important thing is that there probably wouldn't be Pet Sounds in terms of spreading all around the world if Lennon and McCartney hadn't, you know, praised it so much. They were our promo guys.
Yeah.
It really put us out there.
Well, that's one of the interesting things when you watch the documentary and you look at it. There's a guy in there talking about the two bands and how actually it wasn't really a competition. You almost made each other better by listening to each other's
There
music.
was a rivalry, but it was a mutual admiration.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went to see him in Portland one time, and John Lennon's voice was out, and he says, "Oh, my voice is out, and when we get to this part, shake your heads, the girls will scream," and nobody will care. And we talked about girls and cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, because Harrison was into cars.
Yeah.
There is also a lovely bit in the documentary, and it's right at the very end when you all get back together.
And you know the beach. You know the beach.
Yes.
They do a great breakfast there.
I don't know if you knew Paradise Cove was the site of our original album cover in 1962.
Yeah. So it was so lovely to get you all back there.
That was great.
With all the stories that had been talked about. What was that moment like?
It was sweet. Brian was remembering things from our high school days that I had forgotten.
Really?
He reminded me of. And then we sang a little bit of a cappella, Their Hearts Were Full of Spring. We sang some Fun. We sang some Barbara Ann. That was, and it was just very sweet. That was a true, it showed the true love between us.
Yeah.
How is he doing? Because we know that there's been some news recently. He's not been well.
Well,
I mean, how's that all going?
Well, he needs special care, and we hope that, you know, his family and he have made the decision to do a medical thing. Well, look,
Conservative.
I don't want to get into that too much, except to say that we wish him the best for he and his family, and we'll all see each other at the, you know, when I can't talk about where we're going to see each other. But
you nearly let something slip then.
Yes, I did, but damn it.
It's an exclusive. Get the thumb screws out.
No,
behave.
No, we're going to see each other soon, okay?
Yeah.
Is there going to be a gig? Is there going to be a
We
performance?
can't talk about it.
I don't,
That sounds definitely like there's going to be a gig and a performance.
Do I need to book a table at the Paradise Cave? What needs to happen?
No, we're just so thrilled that we're all celebrating so many years. 6 decades?
Yes,
6
years. We've had a few questions from our viewers. Scott says, what is your favourite Beach Boys song to sing?
For me, California Girls. I love it. It was the first song I ever recorded with the band. I just love his song.
Still got so much vibe. What about you, man?
And I wrote the words in the.
Watching him write the words. Well, come on, Mike. It's California Girls. Write some words.
Yeah.
In the hallway.
Brian was doing the track. I did the lyrics and sang the lead. And then Bruce came in and wish they all could be California. Anyway.
Do you have a favourite?
Yeah, I have about a lot of favorites.
Don't retard him.
Well, let's see. Not only California Girls, but Good Vibrations, I Get Around, Fun, Help Me, Rhonda, Barbara Ann.
You're going to list them all?
Do It Again.
7.
Well, Estella
Kokomo is one of the biggest sing-alongs in our show.
Yeah. Love Kokomo.
So good.
Estella says, I was 18 when I saw the Beach Boys at Wembley Arena on the 6th of June in 1980. It was definitely fun.
Oh,
And it has been to meet you both today.
Lovely.
Thank you for coming in.
It's
you on the way
been
to the airport.
pleasure.
Thank you for having
The documentary is really fascinating.
Yes, it's out May 24th, Disney Plus. You can stream it then. And we wish you guys well and safe travels back to the airport.
Thank you, Frank Marshall, for being putting it together.
And thank you.
And the team.
And thank you, Genesis, for doing a lovely book.
Yeah, we have a book. We have a book.
And when's the the gig when you were all getting back together? When was that?
I didn't hear that. What?
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, now after 6 years, 110 races, entries and 15 podiums on Sunday, Lando Norris finally became a Formula One Grand Prix winner after speeding to victory in Miami. Take a look.
And after celebrating his incredible win, Lando is joining us in the studio. Lando!
Come on, congratulations. Oh,
we
mate,
are
well
so
done.
proud.
Thank you so much.
Our adopted son, he's finally won.
Does he know? We just keep saying this.
No, you keep saying. I know.
I'm going, what?
Do you know what? It's a long time coming, isn't it? It's a long time coming. What was that feeling like on the track? And did you expect that sort of reaction?
What's the feeling like? It's hard to describe because it's like, I don't know how you want to compare it to anything else that you do in life. You know, the amount of people there cheering you on, all the team. And it's a lot of hard work, you know, six years of Formula One to take my first win. But when I think of it, it's 17 years of racing to kind of achieve that one thing. So it was incredible, a lot of relief, but really just happy for the team.
People that follow Formula One know who you are. But for people that are watching this that just found out about you late last week when you won, so tell us a little bit about your story and where you started from. Because you've been with McLaren since basically year dot.
Yes. Well, everything started way back here when I was 6 years old. My dad loved racing. He couldn't do it. But when I was growing up and when my brother was growing up, we could both do it.
Yeah.
So he kind of could share his passion with both of us.
Look at Papa Nando.
Yeah, it's only a few years ago. That's 2013, and I guess I slowly made my way up the ladder and had good success. But then Formula One is just another level. It's the top of motorsport. And 6 years, I've been with McLaren. This is my 6th season now.
And you've done kind of every job going at McLaren.
Yeah, I do. I did some work experience back in the day, so I got my hands dirty. But now I just stick to driving and stick to turning the wheel and stuff, and it's finally all paid off.
But it must be so lovely for you to be with the team that you've grown up with.
Yes.
And, you know, these guys have seen you come from basically like a young adult to the man you are
I would
today.
say I was a kid.
We just look at those pictures now. These are people that have been through that journey with you.
Yeah.
I mean,
They have. Yeah, I mean, that's 6 years. So I think it makes it definitely a lot sweeter that I've been with the same team. It's not like I've just jumped in and they're a team that won straight away, you know. We were struggling a lot the last few years. We've had a lot of ups and downs. We've had some great moments, some bad ones. 1 year ago in Miami, we didn't even make it into the second part of qualifying. We were that bad. But there's been a lot of changes and a lot of hard work, and to go from where we were then last year to now standing on the top step.
I mean, but when we talk about this race that you actually won, it didn't start off the best. I mean, you was in 5th, then you went to 6th. So, I mean, it was a tough race, wasn't it? It
was. I had to avoid a little incident in turn 1. I got taken out the day before in turn 1, so I just needed to make it through turn 1 cleanly. But the speed all weekend was very strong, so I just needed to make sure I got through and could go from there. And we were the quickest pretty much the whole race. So it was great. I had to make my way up. We tried some things with strategy. And I'm always one to be honest. Like, I was a bit lucky. We went so long in the first stint that I got the safety car. The safety car allowed me to get a few cars in the pit stops and come out in the lead. So sometimes that's on your side, sometimes it's not, and that helped us out. But even after that, the speed was so good I could pull away and cruise, and it was...
Your friends must be so proud as well. Like, you know, it must be kind of surreal to be with these people you've sort of brought up with and grown up with. But I guess that kind of coming home when you can come home keeps you rooted and grounded.
100%. I mean, a lot of the friends that I grew up with are not honestly the friends I have now in Formula One. And the people you drive against in Formula One, they're from all around the world. And as much as sometimes you have laughs and things, they're not like your best friends.
I guess there's a brotherhood, but at the same time,
it's like you hate each other, but somehow,
Yeah.
but there's enough respect.
There's
the
a respect there.
respect part is the biggest thing, and there were a lot of drivers which came up to me after and paid their respect in
Yeah,
terms
that was
of
so nice.
What did Max
congratulating
say?
me.
What did Max say to you? What do you
Max
think
said many things.
Did he?
Max says many things. But me and Max have a lot of respect for another. Like, I would say we're friends. Like, we get on. He hates when I beat him. I hate when I beat... he hates, or vice versa. I hate when he wins, and he's won plenty. So today, or that day, was my day.
Yeah.
But we could share it, and he's one of the best ever in the sport. So to be racing against him is a cool thing.
Lando, if you imagine now, this is almost like the monkey off your back, in that you've finally won once, and now you can properly focus on building on that, aren't you? And you and the team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to change too much. Like, I woke up one day now and I'm a race winner, but in terms of how I approach things, I'm not going to approach things any differently. It's just, I know what that feeling's like, and I've not had that feeling for a very, very long time. So we're on a good roll. The team, myself, we're in a good position. Things are improving, and we still need to improve more before we can do this every weekend. It's definitely not going to be a one-off, but it's not something we can achieve every weekend. So,
can I ask, how do you know? Sometimes, I sort of follow Formula One, and I follow it more when I feel it's competitive. You know, if I know that the race is going to be sometimes Max is just going to win, I kind of zone out a little bit. But do you know sometimes there's certain tracks suit different cars? Like,
yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you know you're quickest this week, you might not be quickest next week because there's more turns?
Potentially. So every team designs their car from a piece of paper. So you have every different interpretation of front wing, rear wing. Yeah. Everything looks a bit different and performs differently. So you might have one car that's better in the straights, as basic as it gets, one car that's better in the straights, one that's better in the corners. One that's better in hot conditions, one that's better in cold. So you have all these different variables. And here on this weekend, we had quite a big upgrade. So we made the car quicker, and it all clicked, and everything kind of paid off. But some weekends, the car will feel great, and you're confident you can push. The next weekend is maybe a bit too twisty for you, and it's not quite so good, but that's the way of sport.
Well, listen.
I was happy that you thanked your mum and dad. That's what I like. The fact that you thank your mum and dad, and you always talk about the fact that it's all about the team, really.
Thanks, Lando, for joining us. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
It's been great having you, mate. Take care.
Okay, thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Delighted that Colston's here now.
Yeah, we're chatting to him already. We're already like...
Well, you're just saying that even watching that from 2017, even trying to remember back... I mean, the storyline was a big storyline, but those scenes and those moments, it's hard to sort of recall some of it.
Yeah, like, I won't have seen that for years and years, and then seeing it back, it's like, oh, yeah, that happened, then that happened, and then you remember the days filming it and you remember the story playing out, but... Seems so long ago. I'm really getting old.
We're all getting
Sadly.
old, that's the thing. But how is your character going to respond to Nathan being back on the straight?
Yeah, I think Craig...
PC Craig Tinker.
PC Tinker, Tinks. I think he's instantly alarmed at the fact that Nathan's back.
Yeah.
Because he obviously has the history. He knows what he was like with Bethany, and he doesn't want a repeat of this. And whilst the current case is going on with Lauren missing, Nathan reappears and Craig's brain is going, this is dodgy.
Right.
It's always going to be dodgy as well when he's back, because he was such a sort of insidious character as well, wasn't he?
He was one of those baddies that was truly, like, bad to the bone and bad inside. Like, everything he did was just evil. Yeah. So I think Craig instantly wants to get this investigated to work out if Nathan is the reason that Laura's missing, because Craig knows that Roy's got nothing to do with it, sort of thing.
So do you think Nathan is linked to the Roy Cropper story?
I think that's what Craig wants to investigate, you know, and obviously
giving much away.
Bethany's kind of going to Craig for this information, and Craig's job is to go, I can't tell you anything, I couldn't possibly, and then he tells her absolutely everything.
So, to be fair, you're being much more guarded than Tinker is himself.
Yeah, really, yeah.
It's fascinating, that, isn't it, watching that character play out, because he's got to do his job properly, but he also wants to be everyone's friend. He wants everybody to feel like they're sort of, they're his mate.
Yeah, I'd say Craig Tinker is everyone's friend in high power. So they come to him for the information. He goes, I couldn't possibly tell you. And then he just tells them what they need to know.
Yeah, because he seems to be revelling in this kind of power that he's got at the moment. He's quite enjoying the level of gossip and, like, having everybody come to him.
Yeah, because he isn't the best copper. But the one thing he gets from being a copper is he gets to know little bits that he's not meant to... Well, that he is meant to know that other people aren't.
Yeah.
So he kind of just goes and just tells them little bits to help them on their way. And he just lets everyone off, doesn't he? If someone gets done on the street, if Craig knocks on the door, they're like, well, I know I'm not in trouble.
I'll be fine now.
I'm getting away with this, aren't I? It's only Craig.
Come on, Tink, sort me out. We'll be fine. We're looking at that footage from when Nathan was back on the street in 2017, which was 7 years ago. And then you go back another 5 years before that, was where sort of how old you were when you started. You were 12 years old, Colson. It wasn't supposed to... You weren't supposed to still be there.
No, yeah, 2 episodes. That's all I went for. 2 episodes, non-speaking. And I remember getting the job and I was like, mint, 2 days off school. Here we go. So, yeah, and I went and I did the 2 episodes. And then about 6 months later, my agent at the time got a phone call and they said, look, they're thinking about writing the family in. Is he up for it? And obviously I was like, yeah. So then 2 episodes turned to 6 months and now it's turned to 13 years, which is very, very crazy. Half my life.
Look at you there. Look at that.
Look at what we
Look at the bonnet.
Look at the hair, yeah. I wish I had hair like that now.
But do you ever have those pinch me moments where you're like, oh my goodness, I'm getting the chance to go to work with a collection of people that I really have fun with and I do a job I really love?
Yeah, every single day for me. Like, I love Coronation Street. I'm so proud to work there. Every time I walk on that street, I kind of champion the show. So to be a part of it is just an honour, and I'm really proud of it, and I'm proud of everyone that works there, and all the departments and all the crews. So, yeah, I feel completely lucky every time.
What was it like then, Colson, when you step away from that world that you know, the professional world that you know and you love and you feel safe, and you go into a world like Big Brother? Because that was quite a sort of experience for us to sit and watch. What was it like for you in there?
Yeah, it was weird, because obviously Corrie has been my safety. That has been my life for 13 years, and to step away from it and do something else, and to not be Craig Tinker, to be Colson Smith. It's like so different, so exposing, and quite an unnatural feeling. But no, I loved it. I loved being myself. I loved being away. And obviously, as soon as I got back to work, I completely felt the love from everyone as well.
Straight back in as well. You didn't give yourself much time to decompress.
Like 48 hours or something?
I was out the house. So I came Thursday night. So I was out the house about 10 o'clock on the Friday. I was back in work at 7 a.m. on the Monday. What's a crime? I've got to be on it.
Someone's got to say
that. They had 3 weeks of running riot without me, they did.
It's an amazing thing to watch, though, because we interviewed Vanessa and we had Louis on afterwards, and there's definitely a sense of sort of decompression needed having come out of the house, because everything is so heightened in there.
Yeah, so heightened.
Have you watched any of it?
I haven't watched any of it. The only thing I've done is Jack and Ben, who I host my podcast with, they did episodes every single night, and I listened to them because I was like, I have my memories of Big Brother. I don't want to watch it because watching it will show the show in a different way, because I lived it, and I don't want to watch it because I've lived it, because everything's different, and I'll see things that I didn't know happened. Whereas listening to Jack and Ben talking about it, that's my mates talking about me in it.
Yeah.
So I was like, the podcast was kind of my way of watching it back.
And you're going on tour with Jack and Ben now.
Yes.
You're doing On the Sofa, your podcast on tour, live.
Yes, we were in Manchester on Saturday night.
How is it?
It was mint. We had a sold-out crowd. And Manchester's, it's the home venue, isn't it? So it's spot on. You know, and the venue we did was bring your own booze. And literally, the minute we got on stage, all we could hear was just tin cans opening constantly. And we were, it was mint. It was a great night. We're doing London on the 18th of May. And it's just so much fun because we're just 3 mates, and obviously we all became mates because of Corrie.
Yeah.
And is it? I mean, everyone's not listened to On the Sofa. Is it Corrie-centric? Is it? Were your experience online? What is it?
It started off. It started off an education around films.
Yeah.
So basically, as an actor, I hadn't watched enough films, and they said you need to go and watch more films. And I went, well, if I watch the films you want to watch, you watch the films I want to watch. So that was how the playoff started. And now we talk about film and TV, but we also talk about what's been going on in our weeks, what we've been doing.
It's life.
Yeah, so on Saturday night, we talked about The Truman Show and me and Big Brother. It was kind of a nice
parallel.
Yeah.
And in London, I think we're doing Notting Hill, because obviously, iconic London film.
Yeah.
Colson, thank you so much for popping in.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Enjoy the tour. What fun, again, getting to hang out with your mates.
With your mates, calling it work.
I mean, it's great.
Innit?
Get Tinks on the case as well with Nathan. We've got to control that situation.
Tinks will get Roy out, I'm sure.
You've got to get Roy out, more important. Love you, Steve.
Thanks
for having me.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. Magic trick.
I am. I'm going to do a magic trick with. I've never done this trick on the TV before, so you tell me whenever you want to see it.
Have you not? Third book, Max Magic.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say Magic Mike.
I'm sure.
It's a different, very different story.
Yes.
But I was reading this with James last night. We started it last night, and he loves it. I just love right from the very beginning. You turn around and go, dream as big as you like. You can make them come true.
Yeah.
What happens in this book?
So, for those that don't know, right, I've got this, as you said, my third book.
Yeah.
And Max is me growing up.
Okay.
And on paper, I was only saying this earlier to a friend, that on paper you go, I shouldn't really be hosting Saturday night primetime TV because I've come from a market trading background and I had no sort of formal training. I didn't go to drama school. My training was at Butlins as a redcoat. So I started out as a magician. And what magic did for me was it just gave me a lot of confidence. So at the start of every book, I put a message about, in book number 1, never give up.
Yes.
And in book 3, it's, as you say, anything is possible. If you really want it, you can achieve it. So the book gives confidence and also self-belief. And also it's a bit of escapism with Max and his magic.
Yeah.
But for me, it was for real life, because at school, magic helped me a lot.
What I also like about it, and it's a bit like what David Walliams did in Gangster Granny as well, you kind of do deal with loss a little bit too.
Yeah.
It's not all sugar-coated. It's actually... And it's a great way to start a conversation with a little one.
Agreed. And it's funny you say this, because when I was talking to the publishers, at the end, it gets sad towards the end, but there's a real good lesson to it, because it's the one thing we all need to deal with in life. It's harder possibly sometimes when you're younger, but I think you learn from Max that if you've got friendship and you've got family and you've got your inner self-confidence and self-belief, that actually even the worst scenarios you can overcome. And also at the back of the book, there's a QR code where I teach you loads of different tricks on video. So you scan it, do the tricks, then show you how you can do them too, so you can get your own inner confidence.
And you've got a trick on the table in front of us there. Because there is nothing better than being with Stephen and you're at a party or anything, because you can just go, Stephen, give us a skip, give us a skip.
He did one on me at Takeaway, and it was literally about dog food, and he somehow had something inside a sealed bag of dog. I don't know how you do it still.
Well, do you know what? You're going to love this. This, by the way, is my prediction. You can see this here. No one's going to go near that. No one's going to touch it. It's there. And this is a live show, so we can't mess about. First of all, Ben, if you don't mind, just shout stop. You can still got 2 packs of cards. Cut them in half from a red pack and a blue pack. Just shout stop whenever you're ready. Stop. OK, we're going to mark where you've stopped, just there, perfect. And, Kat, if you don't mind, I'm going to flick through these. And if you wouldn't mind shouting stop as well.
OK, stop.
OK, and let's see where you've stopped. There we go, don't worry, it's all good. Right, so good stuff. OK, so we've got your card here from the blue pack just there, and we've got, let's see where Ben stopped, just there. And hopefully, if this has worked, fingers crossed, they should match.
They should match the prediction that you've made.
The prediction that's been there from the start.
All.
So this was this is why you think that Kat and I are
the perfect match.
Because we're going to find randomly through the magic,
perfect match.
Through Stephen Mulhern's touch.
Let's have a look. Bingo. Oh, no.
You've not done this before, have you?
That prediction was there from the start, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And you are the perfect match. Oh, come on! Oh, come on! Oh, come on, you may touch me. Oh, my Lord! But it gets better. Look, your card...
It had gone wrong.
Don't you worry. Look, your card was from this pile, and it's the only red card in the blue pile. And look, Ben, your card was from this pile, and that's the only card you could have picked, because they're all blank.
What?
What? Burn him! And the applause doesn't stop. Thank you, guys.
Stephen Mulhern.
Good trick, isn't it?
Because I thought it had all gone wrong.
Yeah.
But no, never give up.
Was that supposed to happen, that bit?
Yes, of course it was. That old little chestnut. But there you go. Look, the reaction it gets. And this is why...
amazing.
It's all amazing.
I think
amazing. I tell you what's amazing as well, Deal or No Deal, doing brilliantly.
Wow.
Can I just have a moment about the fact that your dad created the format before it even became a format?
Right.
He would be a billionaire by now if
I
he'd
know.
actually...
This is the weirdest thing. So my dad, right, he would play, he calls it boxes. There he is, right?
He played boxes?
At Christmas, I've got 2 brothers and a sister, and my mum and dad will all sit round, and you pick a box, and either in the box it'll be a scratched-out scratch card, which is a loser, or a sweet, or a £5 note, and the jackpot is £50. It'll be a £50 note in one of the boxes. So you pick one, and you open it up, next one, and it goes down to the wires sometimes, like on Deal or No Deal. So he did that before Deal or No Deal, and no one even existed.
Unbelievable.
Is he on a percentage now? He knows the presenter?
Well, do you know what? The reality, they love watching it.
I bet they do. You must love hosting it as well. Hard work, but brilliant.
It's a dream because you've got 22 people that I just talk to and we just chat, find out a bit about them. I love it. It's a dream show. I feel so lucky with the shows that I get to host.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's been very, very good.
And you still don't know who the banker is?
No. Well, that was it. They said to me, right...
I thought you were going to know.
No, because they said, do you want to know? But the problem is for me is that I want to be on the player side at all times. So if you were the banker, for example, Ben, or Kat, and we knew each other, which we do, I could easily go, oh, come on, give him a break.
You might try and persuade us.
Whereas he's so hard. And he's just... You know, even at the worst times, he'll say to someone, just tell him it's not a pissy party and put the phone down. Yeah.
Brutal.
Isn't it?
We love it. Stephen, good luck with the book.
Thank you so much.
It's amazing.
It's out on
Magic, the third one, out on Thursday. You're going to love it.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
And he joins us now. And this was the studio that you filmed Summer Faulty in, right?
And I think Monty Python. I think we were in the same studio. Years ago, 1969 and 42, I started 75.
And the Builders.
The Builders it was the greatest studio complex I've ever been in, and then the BBC sold it.
Yeah.
So you feel right at home here
yes,
today?
I do. It's wonderful to think I'm back here after over 50 years or whatever it is.
And we're still talking about Fawlty Towers 50 years on.
Yeah.
I mean, did you ever think those 12 episodes would be so iconic?
No. When I left Monty Python, because I felt we were beginning to repeat ourselves, and also my dear friend Graham Chapman was an alcoholic, which didn't help, I just wanted to do something with my wife, Connie Booth. And we went and had, in those days, the way the BBC worked was I went and had lunch with Jimmy Gilbert, who directed me when I was doing the Frost Report with the two Ronnies.
Yeah.
And he said, what would you like to do now you left Python? And I said, I don't know. I'd like to do something with my wife. And he said, oh, fine, well, why don't you call me and tell me what you want to do and I'll commission it.
Oh, my God.
Unbelievable.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I know. Now it would go to a committee that would then decide whether it should go on to another committee. And somebody once said a camel is a horse designed by a committee. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
You never
Those
get
were the days.
But, John, when you did... Because it's such an iconic show for 12 episodes. I know you must have been asked this before. But did you just feel that after the second series you'd done enough?
Well, we first felt, Connie and I had the same feeling. We felt that we could do another series and everyone would say, it's very funny, but it's not as good as the first two series. And then the only reason to do it then is money.
Yeah.
And in those days, I had some.
You were OK.
Yes.
So now the decision has been made to bring Fawlty Towers to the West End.
That's right.
And obviously you've got to cast it. How do you feel about someone else playing Basil?
I don't mind at all, because I think of myself as a writer. If you want to understand Monty Python, nobody gets this. We were all writers who happened to perform. So when you write something, you're not immediately thinking, oh, I'm going to be doing that. You're writing a character. I mean, in Fish Called Wanda, when I wrote the scene, I was hanging upside down. Halfway through, I suddenly thought, I'm going to have to play that. You see what I mean? I'm writing for anyone.
But you're not thinking about the fact that you're going to do it.
It's lovely to see how, lots of different people playing Basil. I think William Shakespeare would agree, because there's been quite a lot of Hamlets, you know? And Hamlet's only 4 hours.
Yeah.
Basil did 6.
Yeah. So when you are picking Basil, did you go through, did a lot of people audition, or did you know quite quickly?
Well, C.J. Ranger, who's co-directing it with me and doing all the heavy lifting, she did, for example, Fools and Horses. She directed that, which ran for 5 years. She knows what she's doing. So she saw an awful lot of people and narrowed it into a smaller lot. And then I was away most of the time, so I was doing it via Zoom. And we just had these people in to audition. And the extraordinary thing was how good they were.
Yeah.
We could have filled almost any one of those roles 2, 3, 4 times.
Really?
Well, there's a lot of great actors around.
I was on the tube the other day and I went past a poster and I saw that Paul Nicholas is playing the Major as well, which is such great.
Oh, he's wonderful.
Yeah.
And he's playing it differently.
Is he?
From Ballad Berkeley. I love Ballad.
Yeah.
But you see, almost everyone... almost everyone from that show is dead.
Yeah.
You know? I show clips sometimes and I look at it and I go, God, and Bernie Cribbins.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, Joan Sanderson.
Bernie Cribbins is one of your favourite cameo, well, not cameo, but like he had these great character actors.
Yes,
for one
exactly.
episode.
Well, I loved Joan Sanderson doing Mrs. Richards, but I've got to say, I thought Bernie Cribbins was absolutely wonderful. I would give him the award, you know, the Basil.
It was such a lovely episode, that, isn't it? Because he just gets put upon and put upon.
You see, the thing is,
the briefcase
Connie
moment
and I,
at the end.
people say, why is it so funny? It's because Connie and I used to take 6 weeks to write an episode. Nobody takes 6 weeks. Most people take a week.
Really?
So if you take 6 weeks, and sometimes we'd start an episode and then not know where it was going to go, so we go and do another episode and then come back to it later. And if you've got 6 weeks per episode, during that time, you're going to have a lot of funny ideas, not just 1 or 2.
That's incredible.
And we always wrote got the plot worked out before we ever wrote a line of dialogue. As most people have seen one and starts writing the dialogue. Well, you want to know where you're going and what's the ending going to be like.
Which episode are you most proud of, John?
I think Basil the Rat. I think there's a moment when the food inspector looks at the box of biscuits and there's a rat. Basil says, desperately covering up, would you like a rat? And then a few moments later, he's dragged out when we're on the floor. I love that moment.
And John, the stage show is based around 3 of your favourite episodes.
Yeah,
the German...
Mrs. Richards' episode.
Yeah.
And Bernie's episode.
Yeah.
Bernie did the Hotel Inspector.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we had to have the Germans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So how hard was it to sort of amalgamate all those 3 into one script?
I don't remember, because we did it a long time ago.
Yeah.
We did it in 2015.
OK.
And then that next year, it was done in Australia, and it was very, very good. I went out twice. I went out for the casting, and then I went out because what I'm good at is coming in at the last moment when CJ's done all the hard work and saying things like, don't do that in that order. Do that first, then that, and then that. And then they do it, and the audience in the rehearsal room will laugh. It's very rewarding. Or just say, don't look at him when you say that.
So you can just see
when
they
stand a little closer together. And
Isn't that lovely that you've got those moments, you can see those beats and those moments of comedy. What's it like writing with your daughter? That must be lovely.
Oh, it's adorable. The nice thing about her is she's got a blacker sense of humour than I've got.
Has she?
Oh, yes. She does a wonderful stuff about women's rights. She said, I believe in a woman's right to stay at home and not work.
The whole thing is, it's just, like you said, it's all context. Like we talked with Jimmy about it, and the whole thing with you as a comedy is context.
Somebody said to me the other day that people with a good sense of humour understand a change in context. And what I said the other day, which has been in the papers a lot, is that people who are literal-minded find it very difficult to see different contexts. So if you're in the Midwest of America, where they're very literal-minded, I mean, they believe every word in the Bible has to be taken literally, despite the fact that Jesus Christ taught in parables.
It's a terrible time we've got to finish
parables
this
supposed to be taken literally.
No.
You see what I mean? And if you have that cast of mind, they can only see one meaning and they can't see that there's different contexts. Like, look, if you're having a funeral, you will think of an absolutely disgraceful joke, but you won't shout it out to the...
John, you've got to leave it there.
We've got to cut you off. I can't believe this.
40 hours to play on London's Apollo for Wednesday.
The other thing...
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. Clever. That is so clever. Jimmy Carr joins us now.
Hey,
Good
Jimmy.
to see you on the sofa.
Can't believe my luck on a Friday. Yeah.
I know.
Nice.
It's the best day to come. It's best day.
Especially if you like your chicken 3 ways.
Exactly. He's eaten.
That last way was...
What more does he want?
There, wasn't it? that belonged in the
Nothing
bin.
wrong with that soup.
No,
Come
it's
on.
nice.
Take
it's
the
nice.
carcass and melt it down.
Natural Born Killer. Doesn't sound very nice.
Natural Born Killer. It's good title, the Netflix special. Yeah, it's done well. It's done all right.
Why is it called that? Why did you call it that?
Well, I'm a killer.
Don't say things like that, because it makes me think,
But that's
are
the
you really
language
one?
of comedy, isn't it? People either die on stage
it's
or they
killed on
kill.
stage, yeah,
It's very
okay,
kind of combative language.
Natural born killer, lovely. Tell us
Do you
about
like-
the show.
yeah.
It's just, I mean, it's just jokes. If you like that kind of thing, you'll like it. It's pretty funny. I'm getting a little bit better. I think as the years go on, it's nice to see a bit of a progression. You can see the early stuff and then now, and I'm kind of trying to do, I've got a really good fastball. I'm really good with one-liners, and I'm trying to do slightly longer bits now. It's really fun. It's fun to kind of grow.
Do you like filming the specials? Is it fun when you know that that night you're going to get the cameras in, and because you're directing this one?
Yeah, you're kind of, well, I directed it with my mate Brian Klein, and my friend Amanda Baker sort of directed the live show with me. So, like, there's always, like, it's one person on stage, and you get all the praise and all the money. But there's always a lot of people involved.
Yeah.
There's always lots of people kind of backstage making it happen. But yeah, I kind of directed it a bit this time because I wanted the rhythm of the show to kind of cut with the jokes. I wanted it to kind of make sense.
Did the director, Jimmy Carr, ever have a problem with the comedian, Jimmy Carr?
Oh, yeah, good question.
Yeah, yeah.
And what did he say? What sort of thing?
You have to retake stuff. Well, we had to get, because there's quite a lot of kind of shots where, like, there's a steady cam shot, so the camera just kind of goes around you and pans, and it looks fantastic. But it means you've got to retake that joke at the end of the show, and the audience are kind of in on it. But the steady cam guy was a guy from Strictly, he was amazing. But he's got to kind of walk round you, and I just kept on kind of making eye contact with him. Like halfway going, right, OK, we've got to start that again.
Really?
Don't look at it.
Such a lack of professionalism.
Oh, man. Do you do the thing that so many comedians do where, because you're obviously the king of the arenas now and, you know, you sell out tours, but do you go back to the small theatres and just to road test the material?
Well, I play all, I mean, basically I do all sort of smallish theatres on the tour. I do like 2 shows a night. I do a 7 and a 9:30.
But you know there's really super small ones with just a notepad and stuff. Do you still do that anymore?
I test new stuff at the end of every show.
Oh, do you?
So the end of every show, I've got like a bit of paper with the new gags.
Yeah.
And then I just go, right, we'll try these and see what works.
And I guess by then people are on side, so they kind of...
Yeah, and it's like, it's a good test because you've done your best stuff and then you go, is this going to work? Does this fit in?
Yeah.
So
Would
it's
you
like
tell the
trying new
audience?
stuff all the time.
Would you tell the audience?
They notice I've got a bit of paper out because I'm not learning them until I know they're funny.
OK.
That would be a waste of everyone's time.
Oh, my God, that's so amazing. Obviously, you're going to UK, Ireland, Europe. Do you have to change your material for the different places?
You really don't.
No, you keep it the
really
same?
Don't. It's a kind of an amazing thing with Netflix. It's kind of global now, so it's like, I don't know, I think it was in the top 10 in like 28 countries. So it's everywhere. I play 45 countries on the tour.
Wow.
So it's everywhere. And it feels like comedy's kind of bigger than ever. People, as things get more kind of, sort of, I don't know, blinkered on TV, like there's not as much stuff on TV. Live, people want to go out and they want to kind of have that sense of sort of a safe space where you can sort of say anything and just relax, take an hour off from life. People need it.
Do you feel like you can sense that people are sick of this cancel culture vibe when they come to your concerts? And
I don't even think it's a real thing. I mean, I've been cancelled many times. I'm on this morning.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not a real thing. It's like, and there's a big difference between criticism. Some people legitimately think I'm rubbish. And some people just kind of go, well, he must be banned. We can't have him playing theatres anymore. That's a different thing.
Do you remember the first time that happened? Like
First time we got cancelled?
The first time someone said to you, you can't say that kind of thing. And did you then go, did you ever take a beat and go, let's talk about it? Or did you go, no, I've got to double down because the joke is everything and it means...
It wasn't doubling down. It's not like being kind of macho about it.
Yeah, I don't mean it
but
like
it's that thing of like going, the audience tell me what's funny.
Yeah.
I've got my audience, and sometimes when a joke escapes the lab and it goes on Netflix or something and other people see it or a clip goes on Instagram, people go, oh, that's disgraceful. And you go, yeah, it's not for you.
In its isolation.
There's other stuff. You know, there's comedy for everyone. There's so many different types of comedy out there. It's become like a real cultural thing.
Yeah.
Like, it used to be people went to the pub or they went to music, and now people go out to comedy shows. There's something great in your town this evening. There's, you know, the clubs and the arenas and the theatres. There's loads of great comedy, but not everyone's for everyone. You find your audience.
Well, we've got John Cleese coming on in a bit.
I mean,
John said something great. Exactly, and he said the thing is, it's all about context. And you know, I know you. You're a lovely guy. We're friends. Yeah. You're ish. Yeah, all right. We know each other. I like you,
but no, carried away.
But like, I know you're not prejudiced, and I know you're a lovely man, right? And you love people, but people would watch some of your comedy, and they'll say, "Well, you can't say that." And you go, "Well, it's in context." But I guess my question to you is, so if a genuinely racist comedian comes on and says something great, can they not own that context? Because you own your own context.
But then there's that thing of like, you go, well, the context is like, what is it a joke or is it a statement? Is it something that someone said or is it a joke? Can you understand what the joke's about? And talking about those things that no one's talking about, that's where comedy lives.
Yeah.
in that gap between public and private discourse, and there's never been a bigger gap on, you know, how people talk on TV and how people talk in the real world.
Yeah.
And so that idea of, like, when you're playing around with that stuff that's dangerous, it's very exciting.
I guess, can people that genuinely mean it hide behind the kind of context argument?
I guess they could, but I mean, I don't really know who. I mean, you need the specific example. I think the context of, like, it being a comedy show is there's a big difference between going camping and being homeless.
Yeah.
Context is everything.
Yeah.
You know, what's the joke really saying? What's the fun of it?
Yeah.
I'll joke about everything. I'm like an equal opportunities offender.
And you believe this can be taught in schools? You believe that you can teach being a comedian? I mean, you taught yourself, didn't you?
I mean, I'm working on a thing at the moment. That's kind of a bigger project. So it's not just me as well. It's my friend Amanda Baker and Abby Grant. We're working on a book and then a course.
Yeah.
But, you know, Amanda's been working with me for years, and Abby as well, like, just kind of trying to put together this thing, like the language of it. Because music's got a language.
Yeah.
Musicians can talk to each other around the world and they've got, like, a common language. So the idea of putting together, like, a common language of stand-up. And partly it's that thing of, like, I'm doing it for me. Because, you know, I know how to do it, but, like, actually sitting down with Amanda and Abby and trying to go, right, how do we codify jokes and how do we sort of talk about performance? How do we talk about what we do that makes sense to people? It's like telling someone a joke and they laugh, but I think there's lots of people would like to try it.
Yeah, I'd like to be funny.
You are funny.
You are funny.
Yeah, but
no one knows why.
Yeah, what is it? What is the reason? What is it?
It's just innate, right?
You've got to tell me.
So how much
there
of it
must
is
be a
learned?
formula.
How much can you teach and how much is innate?
He knows the formula.
I think you could teach an awful lot of it. And I think it's also, it'd be great to teach in schools because what's stand-up about? It's about talking in your authentic voice.
Yeah. Yes.
And the great tragedy of life is a lot of people live and die without ever hearing their own voice.
Sure.
It's much more useful than teaching music, I think. I mean, music's fantastic to learn, right? That non-verbal communication.
Yeah.
But if you learn how to be a comic, you sort of learn how to order your thoughts and who you are as a person, and you get to sort of speak in public. And most jobs involve a little bit of that. Most of life and relationships involves a little bit of that, a little bit of humour. It helps you have home life, helps you be a parent, helps you be a friend, helps you at work. It's good for everything.
Yeah.
And they don't all have to be incredibly brutal jokes like mine.
Oh, mate, it's lovely to see you,
So
Jimmy.
interesting.
Yeah, it's great to chat. Natural Born Killer is out on Netflix and tickets available for Jimmy Carr. Last Funny available now as well. Thanks, Jimmy.
Come see the. I mean, it's slightly disappointing to be on with John Cleese. Don't bring on funnier comedians than me. But you want to be the funniest person on the show, and then you bring on John Cleese.
We start off with you, and then we go to the legend.
You move up. Yeah, I'm the star. He's the main course. I get it.
You're the chicken soup, and he's the roast. You know, it's just
he's the headliner. No, I get it. I get it.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thank you so much.
Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
Guest. Yes, we've got another Aussie icon joining us on the sofa who starred in hit movies like Bridesmaids and Pitch Perfect. Rebel Wilson is here.
Good morning, Rebel.
Hi, good morning.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, it's awesome to be here.
Love the new book. It feels like you're actually there. And, I mean, I know we've got the audio book.
You were there for me, Rebel. You were in my ear because I got the audio
I mean, so many people have been loving the audio book as well because
good.
I actually, you know, you hear me and you can go out on a walk while you're listening to it. But when I wrote it, I kind of wanted it to be like I'm literally just sitting down with you.
Yes.
And I'm giving you my life story.
Warts and all.
Yeah. I know.
Yorkshire
Well, definitely
accent
warts
and all.
Yeah, the Yorkshire accent is still in there. Have you had any feedback from anyone from Yorkshire about your Yorkshire accent?
I don't think my Yorkshire accent's that great. Remember, I learned it when I was 16 for a play. But I give it a go.
It's good.
Yeah. What is it? It's like, my first line in this play was, oh, here you are, you gassing in ears if you want to play instead of getting on with your work. So it's not that great. But again, I was not a professional actress.
Rebel, when I listened to that, I was going, right, what is she actually saying? And all I've done there is I've just watched your lips to try and work out what you were saying as well.
Long time ago.
That was a play called When We Are Married, and
Which I know,
yeah, it was a great play.
And I love the fact that I think you were about to get kicked out of the play because your accent wasn't good enough.
Yes.
And you got an English.
I don't think accents are my strong point.
Have you decided that now?
Yeah, although I can do quite a good South African, and I think because, as I say in the book, I lived in South Africa for a year, so I can be like, no, Rebel, you don't have a good South African accent.
Oh, that's great.
You do. I don't know. I don't know. Okay.
Diplomatic immunity.
Yeah,
I got it from Lethal Weapon.
and if you do words like rhino.
The rhino, the black rhino.
Yeah,
the black rhino.
But that was one of the
Dangerous, very
things
dangerous.
in the book when you were talking about going to South Africa and you were like, oh, I thought I'd be singing in the bush with Pumbaa.
Yeah, I felt like it was going to be like The Lion King. Turns out, nothing like The Lion King.
Johannesburg, back in the day.
Yeah, back in a very, very dangerous place. I mean, a country that was full of beauty and majestic. Like, one time I climbed a mountain and then I saw wild baboons at the top of the mountain as the sun was rising. Like, stuff like that, incredible. To see animals in
their natural environment,
in the nature, like see lions and stuff. Like, it's insane. But very dangerous. And then I ended up getting malaria and almost dying. But that led to me becoming an actress. I had this hallucination that I was an actress when I was in hospital. And then that changed the whole trajectory of my life.
And it wasn't just a hallucination. It was actually like you won an Oscar.
Yeah.
In your mind. I mean, you went straight to the top.
I
Even when you were hallucinating.
And it was like Oprah would say, like, the universe would give you, like, signs of what you should do with your life. And then this was a full-blown hallucination that I win an Academy Award and I get up on stage and I give an acceptance rap because, well, another story in the book is that I had a rap group with my sister because, you know...
Sisters.
Yeah, girls. I love that you remember the name.
Of course.
Because, girls from Sydney are, like, so gangster. You know, you think of a blonde girl from Sydney and you think, yeah, gangster. But we tried. I never got a record contract with my rap group.
Still time.
You know,
Still time. Never say never, Rebel.
Weird.
I think what strikes you when you're listening to the book or reading the book is the Rebel that we know and we've got to love as a movie star who is confident and funny and sassy and willing to take on all sorts of complicated different issues was not always like that, and you were actually really quite a shy young girl.
I know. Well, like when I started life, well, first of all, I had lead poisoning from the old house when I was a baby, and I had lead in the paint that was chipping off the walls. So I was, you know, I don't know, a bit of a rough start, I think. And then I was just so painfully shy. I was just born that way. And then it was something that I really wanted to change about myself, but I didn't know how. And then one day I was like eating my lunch in the library just by myself, and I read this article saying that your personality at 15 will basically be your personality for life. And I thought, oh, well, I don't want to be so shy. There's not that there's anything wrong with being shy. It's just that I couldn't really express myself to people, and you know, it felt like being in a prison at times, and so I wanted to learn, and so I thought, well, okay, I've still got some time, and then I bizarrely came across this gym bag full of cassette tapes that my father had. Which gave all sorts of tips about like improving your life. I guess they were kind of motivational tapes. And he just had them in the back of the car and I started listening to them. And then one of the first things, like, I just really wanted to overcome my shyness. And so I forced myself to do things like speak to 5 different people every day, like new people.
So cool.
And like, of course, at first it was really awkward and like my face would go red and everything. And I'd be on the bus and say to another girl like, oh, hi, how's it going? You going to school? Yeah, me too. You know, like just stupid stuff. But then eventually you feel like, oh, well, other people might also be feeling lonely and isolated as well. And me having a chat with them might have been the highlight of their day. And then, well, long story short, eventually, you know, I did change my personality and kind of became popular at high school and stuff.
Do you think you became more you? Because, I mean, that's the interesting thing, is the Rebel we see you, or is there still a shy girl in there that sort of that performs and goes big and goes large because she's sort of still fighting that?
There is at times, like especially if I have to perform live in a theatre or something, like I still get a bit nervous about it. But I've definitely, I think, I've overcome so much from when I was, but in some little areas. Yeah, I definitely because I was a late bloomer in love. So dating was something I felt very, very shy about going on dates. And that's why in 2019, when I was really single, I realised, and, you know, getting into my 40s, I was like, I need to, like, go on more dates and, like, just to have more experience. And so I did my own little experiment. Went on, dated, 50 men in... Well, not at the same time, people. Wow. Settle down.
That'll be a challenge. That's a TV show there, Rebel.
Yeah, it was like anyone who asked me out, I had to say yes in my little experiment. Okay. And I did, and I you know... And then I got more comfortable dating.
Because there's a whole chapter in the book that's dedicated to being a late bloomer.
Yeah, I know, because I did lose my virginity late compared to a lot of people.
Yeah.
35?
Yeah, 35 years old.
The fascinating thing about that, Rebel, is that the characters you always played that we saw you were always so confident. They were always so sexy. They were always so sassy.
Fat Amy, probably the character that I'm most popular for, is so uber confident. And in a lot of areas in my life, like I was really confident. I just felt like, okay, I grew up in a very conservative Christian background. And I was kind of, my mum encouraged me, like, don't have kids early, like go out into the world and have your career. And so I did that. And then I kind of struggled with self-worth issues. And then I thought, oh, well, relationships are not for me, and I never entertained it. And I had like this Olympic athlete level focus in order to make it in the entertainment business. And then I suddenly realised, oh my God, and then it became an embarrassing secret, which I never told anyone until I wrote it in the book.
And you told quite a few people now.
Yeah, and then now everybody knows about it, so now I'm fine to talk about it. But at first I was like, oh gosh, should I put that in? But I think what's been really great is that people have contacted me on social media and said, thank you so much for saying that, because, you know, maybe not everyone loses it when they're teenage years, and, you know.
It feels like there's a lot of you taking control of lots of issues in your life in this book. Of course, there's a lot of controversy about the chapter that's all about lots of different people you met, but Sacha Baron Cohen is one of them. I think
I noticed the media tends to pick up on that chapter,
you can
which is just a small part
it is a small part, but it's created quite a lot of controversy. The chapter's redacted over here as well.
Yeah, I think there's about a page and a half.
Blacked out.
It is redacted, which,
very
I mean,
dramatic.
all I would read into that is, you know, someone who's expressed that they're litigious, and sometimes the way the defamation laws are, me being legally trained,
You're a lawyer.
know quite a lot about this.
Yep.
You know, somebody with some wealth and power can sometimes use the laws to their advantage, and, you know, and so that's just the book publisher mitigating their risk.
He said he denies all the claims that are made in the book, putting falsehoods against the law in the UK and Australia. It's not a peculiarity, as you've described the fact it's redacted here and in Australia. It's a legal principle that existed for many hundreds of years. It's a clear victory for Sacha Baron Cohen and confirms all we've said from the beginning, that it's demonstrably false and a shameful and failed effort to sell books.
Well, OK, that's interesting, but obviously this is a story that I've told since it happened about 10 years ago. And, I mean, whatever, it's his right to say whatever he wants, and I'm not about cancelling people. I'm about sharing my story, and that happened to be the worst experience of my career. And I'm sharing it in the hopes that, you know, that kind of stuff happens less in the industry. And I've learnt definitely firsthand it is very hard to speak up against somebody in the public eye. And so I really respect people that do come out and say stuff, because I have learnt firsthand, like, how hard it can be.
And all these moments in the book, no matter how difficult or hard they were, inform where you are now.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess why I wanted to write about that experience, because it did happen 10 years ago. If I was the woman I am now, I would have left that set. I wouldn't have continued. Yes. And I felt a bit of shame about staying on that movie set. And so I guess writing it releases that shame.
Yeah, and I also feel like you're so honest throughout the rest of the book.
Oh, yeah, brutally honest.
About yourself, about it, like, it's so...
I embarrass myself most of the time.
Jaw-droppingly at times. I mean, it's incredible.
But what's so nice is how happy you seem now as well. You seem very happy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things I've had to overcome in my life, but obviously the end of the story is a very happy story, because I am engaged.
Congratulations.
Disneyland.
Thank you. Yes, I got engaged at Disneyland. It was so cliche. On Valentine's Day.
Even better.
Yeah,
Whatever makes you happy.
And I struggled with fertility. I have something called PCOS, and the end of my story is I have a beautiful baby daughter, Royce, who is just... Oh, she melts my heart. Oh, there she is. And she's just started talking, and she says, like, I love you. And I'm like,
Lord.
oh my gosh, and she just melts my heart.
Achy heart.
And it was brilliant. And it was I went through 5 rounds of IVF to get her. And I just, like, honestly, it's worth every moment of that emotional roller coaster. And anyone who's dealing with fertility stuff knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's just brilliant how open and honest you are.
Yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed listening to you.
I felt like, okay, like, if I'm doing a dance routine or something, I'm going full out. And so if I'm writing a memoir, I am going full out. And I'm going to tell you everything, you know, things about the entertainment business, things about weight, sexuality, everything. So there it all is.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably go real private.
Yeah.
Now you're going to
disappear somewhere for a bit.
Just go and be a mum.
Yeah, exactly.
And have a lovely married life as well.
Well,
you got dates for the wedding? Is there anything?
Probably it'll be next year.
Next year?
Okay. Yeah.
And country, you're going to do it Australia, you're going to go America, you coming here?
I feel like it's going to be a beach wedding, but I just don't know what beach. Yeah.
There's a few beaches to choose from.
Somewhere exotic.
Yeah, I mean, Australia does have...
Yeah, amazing. Well, you should be very proud of it. It's brilliant. Well done.
Thank you
it's
so much.
Absolutely brilliant.
I know, and it's going so well. It's like the number 2 book right now in the UK. So I'm very, very proud of it. And even if it affects 10 people's lives positively, it's well worth it.
I think it will.
Well said.
Rebel, thank you for coming in. Lovely to meet you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
And Martin Kemp joins us now.
Great to be here. Every time you go anywhere, any show,
the supermarket, anywhere.
If they have they ever done it? Because sometimes they play music. Have you ever noticed someone put the tracks on while you've been walking around a shop?
Yeah, of course.
Seriously?
Yeah, of course. And they're all looking over the counter as well. Oh, we got it.
That's brilliant. So you've got a new show on Saturday night,
Yeah.
Greatest Hits of the 80s. I mean, I want to say why and how now, but it's kind of like, why is it not already happening, right?
Well, I've always done Friday nights on Great Hits Radio.
Mixtape.
Yeah, I do 70s, 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like party nights, gets the weekend going. But now we're doing Saturday nights as well, 7 till 10, and we're just going to do all 80s.
Just 80s?
Yeah.
Just brilliant.
And from your perspective, Martin, you think the 80s is your favourite decade? You think it's got the...
It's the 80s that, you know, it's the decade that I grew up in, that, you know, I became a man in. And, you know, everybody's got their favourite decade. When I was growing up, my mum and dad were talking about how good the 60s were.
Right.
You know, and... but for us, for my generation, it was the 80s. It was a decade of everything was larger than life, from the hair to the shoulder pads to, you know, a lot of people, if you were lucky, were earning big money. And it was all larger than life. So it's a great decade to look back on.
You've actually spoken before about that nightclub, the Blitz, and how everybody would go down there, and it was kind of like you could dream as big as you wanted to dream.
It was all about ambition. You know, the 80s was like, if you've got to imagine what it was like in 79, right?
Yeah.
79 to 80, on that New Year's Eve, it was like somebody switched a colour switch on. And all those magazines that were in, like New Musical Express and Melody Maker, all in black and white, all turned to smash hits, the Face, everything became in colour. Even my mum and dad never got a colour TV until 1980.
Oh, really?
So everything just exploded. And it was, and I think that's why we look back at it so fondly as well, because it wasn't just us who changed as people, it was the tech as well. So records were sounding better, everything was becoming bigger and
better. The clothes were certainly better. I remember looking at old Spandau pictures and videos.
That,
no, I do. I still think that. Well, because as the decade turned, I was 6 in 1980 and had all these. I mean, it felt like the decade of possibilities. Like
it was exactly. Sure. It was ambition. You were allowed to dream.
Yeah, and you could wear outrageous clothes and no one judged you for it. Yeah. Your mum made a load of your clothes. Is that right?
Yeah, my mum made some. If we were going on Top of the Pops, my mum would get the machine out the night before and run it up. But, you were allowed to wear what you wanted to, and we definitely did.
She made you trousers, but she didn't put any zip in them, is that right?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. And we went up, we were doing promo with Spandau Ballet once. We were on a little aeroplane going to Belgium, and all of a sudden, it was only when we were up in the air that we realised there was no zip in them. Which wasn't good.
No.
Stop drinking.
Sipping water.
Wasn't good.
Sipping water. And you're travelling all around the country at the moment DJing.
Well, you know, the first reason I wanted to do Greatest Hits on a Friday night was because I go out and I gig 80s on Friday and Saturday night.
Must be so, because you can see the whites of people's eyes.
Yeah, I wanted music for them to get ready to before they come to our gigs.
Yes.
But I do probably about 130 shows a year.
Wow.
And so we're always out every weekend, and it's 1,000 people just singing their hearts out. You can't. It is the most euphoric thing I have ever been involved in.
Brilliant.
You know, I do so much of it, but every time it doesn't fail to astound me how the adrenaline and endorphins that I get from it.
Yeah. Are the Spandau fans, still as sort of intense and crazy as they were, did one of them once pull your arm?
They're a bit older now.
But they're not quite as touchy-feely. You were in one gig and a Spandau van reached up, grabbed your arm and pulled it out of his...
Yeah, but it was lucky because the roadie came on and put it back in.
Literally,
I was in Japan, and then the next night I had to go on, and they thought in Japan what they'd do, strap it up, they'd put loads of little needles around it.
Oh, yeah,
because
acupuncture,
little tight, about 100 little ones. So the next night I was on stage, it was the most painful night I'd ever been in. It wasn't the dislocated shoulder that I was worried about.
It was the needles that they put in.
So what happens when you're travelling around the country? Does Shirley come with you?
No.
So how do you do it?
No, you don't take your wife to work, do you? Or your husband or your partner to work with you.
Yeah.
And it's work, and I get off and I go and do it. But it's good because Shirley and I'm a big believer in you have to have your own space in a relationship. And if you're allowed to be your own person as well, and you have to keep that. And that's when you come back together, it's a lot better.
Your son is taking his dad to work at the moment, though, as well.
Yeah.
It's taking Dad to Work Day because you've got a new podcast.
Yeah, we've got a podcast, came out yesterday. I'm not allowed to say the beginning of the prefix of the title, but you can look at that for yourself. But the rest of it is My Dad is Martin Kemp. So you'll have to have a look at what that is. But, Roman came to me and he said, Dad, I've got an idea for a podcast. I want... Before you die, I want all the information that you've got, all those nuggets of knowledge that you have in your head, wisdom, I want to find out what they are so that when you do go, I can look back on the tape and find out if I've got a problem, what the answer is.
Do you know what I love about this, Martin? It sounds very like the sort of conversation me and my brother and sister have with my dad as well. You're just very honest and open about it, have a really good laugh. But he genuinely is sitting there going, right then, Dad, so when you die, where do you think you're going to make the BAFTAs roll of call, NTAs, TV Quick Awards?
That's what Roman asked me. But listen, Roman and I, this is like us on Gogglebox sofa, but X-rated.
So charming.
X-rated version of that. Because we banter as if we are sitting in the pub. And it's me and Roman at home. So we've had a lot of fun. I spent 3 weeks recording it, and I was crying with laughter, and I loved every minute of it.
How's he getting on with his lie-ins now? Is he enjoying having a bit more time?
He loves it, not getting up, doing that breakfast show every morning. He came to me a long time ago and said, I want to leave. And I said, are you sure? Is this what you want to do? Roman never takes advice from me, ever. He never takes advice about his career. He only takes advice about people. If he's got kind of like a life problem, he'll come to me. From, age and experience, but never about his career.
Yeah. It's so funny. To go to work and just really enjoy it with your boy must be the most amazing.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it is beautiful. To be honest, a lot of the times I look forward to working with him just to see him. Because I know, girls come home. My daughter comes home all the time. She stays with me. Boys... You don't go home.
No.
Don't say that. I've got two and I'm terrified of that moment.
This is becoming more apparent. My 17 and 19-year-old, I ain't sure they're not coming home.
Once they go, they don't want to come back.
Don't say that.
Because they're usually going round to their girlfriends or something else.
I'm feeling Shirley's pain now. I'm feeling her pain.
Martin, thanks so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
Good luck with the new Saturday night show and the podcast as well.
Greatest Hits Radio.
Yeah, brilliant. Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
Hello there. Sean and Dara are here in the studio now, and we were just discussing...
We certainly were.
Do you still hold a grudge?
No, I like Pat. I was on his show about 4 weeks ago, actually, on his Radio 5 live show when he was doing it in Dublin. So, yeah.
We should explain what they're talking about.
Well, so what happened was I knew he was doing it.
Who's he?
My husband, Patrick.
Sorry,
and
people at home. They were talking while that clip was on.
Sorry, I don't stop talking.
No, she doesn't.
When he came home, he wouldn't tell any of us.
I really kept it a secret.
That was the big thing. He wouldn't tell any of us. Look, he did really pretty well. Look at this.
10 catch. Your time starts again now. What colour is the Essex Emerald Moth?
Red.
It's Storm Cat.
200,000, John.
He didn't tell a soul. This is my dad's favourite show in the whole wide world. He watches it religiously. And he did really well. Do you feel slightly bitter?
No, I was auditioning for James Bond there, as you can see. So,
Darren, is there a running total when the other chasers get things wrong and they lose? You all add up, go, right, now you owe us £200,000, Sean, we'll add that to the list. Do you all keep an eye on each other?
We keep an eye on each other, but from a much friendlier perspective, so we support each other. But I held the record for the biggest loss until that went down.
Yeah,
So, that was,
so you texted and texted me. What was your loss?
Mine was 150,000 for the soccer aid special.
Yes.
And I got absolutely... Same way, got annihilated by a good team, and you don't mind losing to a good team.
There is always that thing, and we're going to come on to Beat the Chase. There's always that thing, Sean, isn't there, that actually, particularly the charity specials, but even the daytime show, as at home, we want them to win.
Yeah.
But you guys are always sort of trying to bat back that opportunity to
Absolutely.
take £10,000.
I mean, so far as I'm concerned, hi, buddy.
Behave yourself.
Behave yourself. You're doing really good. So far as we're concerned, you know, we play to win, and my best victories is when I win by about a second.
Yes.
And I love that. Although in saying that, I will go and see the contestants afterwards, whether they win or lose, and I'll always say, if you beat me, fair play. If you don't, you came here with nothing, and guess what? You're leaving with nothing. Come on, buddy. You're doing really good, kid.
He's after the flow.
We have a chew, buddy.
Buddy's definitely a bit more exploratory.
Yeah, he's got used to the place.
So, obviously, you play fair, but does it get competitive between the actual chasers as well? Is there any fighting talk or...?
No, as I say, especially when we do Beat the Chasers, you know, it's the first time we get together as a team, and you know, sometimes we don't get to see each other on a regular basis. It's wonderful that we all come together as a formidable force.
Yeah.
And although there are certain chasers who are quicker than others, I'm like Timmy the Tortoise when it comes to pressing the buzzer. But we win together and we lose together as a team.
Do you have some sort of Chasers boot camp, Darren, when you get to Beat the Chasers?
Yeah, so usually before we'll do a quiz where all of us are playing with each other.
Who organises that quiz? Who's in charge of that?
The producers do.
Oh, the producers do it, so they're warming you up?
It's proper warm-up, but it's so that we know when to buzz in, when to leave questions. And a lot of the time it's telling Mark to, like, slow down, because he's very, very fast. And maybe sometimes telling, like, me and Sean, who are a little bit slower, we need to speed up.
To liven up.
To get the speed to the right level. You can't be too fast, because you might buzz in too early. You can't be too slow. And, so it's getting that right.
But we have a strategy when we play Beat the Chase, because obviously there's certain chasers who've got stronger categories than others. I mean, Anne's very good at literature. Paul's good at everything. Jenny's very, very good at sort of... arts and culture, pop culture, and things like that. I'm very good at history and sport and Chelsea. But as I say, unless, you know, we'll always go for the answer if we know it. But as I say, if we're sort of hesitant and it's a sort of special subject on one of the chasers, well, we'll just leave it.
I think the thing that I always love as well, Darren, is that Mark, the Beast, hides his disdain if one of you gets the answer wrong, the worst. Like, if one of you buzzes and gets it wrong, you can see Mark, and you can always see if he knew the answer. He's, like, sitting there going...
He is very angry about it, but it goes away, and then you go straight to the next question.
Because you've got to get on to the next question.
But he's also the first to hold his hands up. If he makes a mistake, he is the very first person to go, I shouldn't have done that. If that had been one of you, I'd have been fuming, and he's the first one to admit.
And there was one episode where Jenny, you know, very visibly punched Paul, didn't she?
Yeah. Because he jumped down on one of her special subjects and got it wrong, which is that's the big mistake.
Okay.
If no one knows, you take a guess. But if it's someone else's special and you're not sure, you leave it to them.
You never do it. OK, so tell us about the show that you've recorded ready for May. Who's on? Who's your favourite celebs?
Well, we're really looking forward to the show itself. It comes out on this coming Monday.
So we've got some big names. My favourite is Neil Delamere, an Irish comedian who I have gone to see for years and years since I was a student. In fact, I once had to leave one of his shows because my wife and I were laughing so much we were going to get sick. So it was a really big looking forward to that. David James is coming on.
Yeah, Jamo done very well.
Jamo's going to be smart as well.
Very good. He was one of the people who took 150 grand off me at Soccer Aid.
Right.
He's a really good
Not only a smart guy, he's also a smart dresser. So he comes on really, really snappy and snappy. So that's going to be a really good episode.
Look sharp as well. Because, and then the lovely thing is, Darren, that you've sort of found your place as a chaser, having gone through the hard yards and come through the actual chase itself.
Yeah, being a contestant. It was a very bizarre switch of my life, to be honest.
I mean, was that always in the back of your mind? You think, I love quizzing, I fancy being a chaser?
No, not at all. I went on the show because I needed a back door for my house. We bought a new house. There was no back door. It was only out into the sort of conservatory. It was freezing cold and we didn't have enough money. We just bought our house. So I said, I'll go on a quiz show and try and win some money.
And the ironic thing about it, Dara answered about 18 questions, and guess how much they won? £6,000.
Oh, you did so well, and you only got £6 grand.
Well, the others on my team were very nervous, and they went for lower offers, and it caused a big storm, and people were going, "Oh, this is unbelievable." They did a fundraiser for me to try and raise the money.
Did they?
Wow.
Yeah, people online, but I won the money I deserved. It's a team game.
It
You
is.
win the amount.
Although
that you
I've
win.
had a mate who's gone on the chase, and he did most of the answering with the questions. And when he sat at home going, "Yeah, everyone got a portion of my money." Just
No,
how
it's,
it is.
not, it's not an individual's money. It's a team game. The team wins or the team loses.
Thank you
Great
so
to see
much
you
for
both.
joining us.
Cheers.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
I'm off to meet Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt for their new movie, The Fall Guy. It's all about stunts. Personally, I like to do my own stunts. Oh, that was a nice ride. In 3, 2, 1. The movie The Fall Guy follows the character Colt, played by Ryan, who is a stunt double that has recently had an accident. A year on, Colt ends up getting ensnared in a mystery surrounding the main actor of another movie he's working on. Alongside that, he's trying to woo his former partner and the director of the movie, Jodie, who is played by Emily. Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, welcome. It's so good to have you here. Now, Fall Guy, so much fun. It's all about stunts. Did you do your own stunts in a film about actors doing stunts? Or did you, Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling, have stunt doubles helping you out doing the stunts? Thank God I didn't fall over my blunts and stunts.
Well, they call her Stunty Blunty, so it's easy to get them
That
mixed.
has been my nickname on some movies. I was not as stunty blunty in this one.
You
I
were
feel
so
Ryan
stunty
was
blunty in
like,
this. Are you
no,
kidding
there's a
me?
one fight scene with an
Kicked
alien,
some
but that's
alien.
Incredible, but that was the moment.
Everything in this room is a deadly weapon when Stunty Blunty gets
you
her
were
hands
really
on
good.
it.
But I feel he was very stunty in that 12-story fall at the beginning of the film.
I thought that
which
was excellent.
he did himself.
It didn't take much skill, really. They just dropped me off of a building.
But I feel when you signed on to the Fall Guy, it became apparent you would have to fall at some point. He
figured
was
a
sort of
fall was in them.
hoping off a chair, but no, it
I
was
thought
12
it was
stories.
just falling in love.
Oh no!
Which is the greatest stunt of all, is it not?
Oh,
Is it-
jeez,
is it not?
McGee's. Wow. That
And
was
you
such an
both-
that was an uncle joke. That one.
Oh, well, now it is.
Now it is.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You
We
both
can
do
cut
that
that
so well, the love between you, I felt, you know. And tell me what
The
it...
chemist, they
what,
call her.
the chemist.
Oh, my God.
They call
She
me.
can create chemistry with...
This glass.
Well, look, watch. You don't even need me.
Hi, how are you?
Look at
What's
that.
your name? Oh my.
Look at that. She's charmed by it.
And what's the relationship off camera like?
Like
Very
this.
good. Oh,
Ryan.
what?
This is not a performative friendship.
Well, you came at me with the uncle joke, so...
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Anyone but him.
Let's talk about the movie, because it was so good. I absolutely loved it. I am getting a little bit older now, so when I'm going to a cinema and it's really dark, I do fall asleep for like 10 minutes or so. But don't take offence, because I did get the whole story or anything like that. No, I got the
10-minute
gist.
nap I took?
I got the gist. It was a really
got the
good film.
gist.
I got the gist of
That's
it.
good.
It was only 10 minutes, surely.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
only
just
10
a
minutes.
power nap. It was
Yeah.
probably during his scene.
Do it through my parts. It's fine.
Oh, it's Ryan Gosling's close up.
Yeah.
Like that. I get it.
Whilst these two are clearly great mates now, they were both in competition last year, as their two movies went head-to-head in what was dubbed Barbenheimer. Not to dig up the past, but I had to ask Ryan about his iconic character. Do you think, Ryan, that Ken will always be inside of you?
Like, there might be... Is Ken inside of me?
Always.
Yeah, I don't know.
Always.
Hopefully there's like a... Yeah, I don't know.
Right, let me just have a look at my questions. Give me two.
We haven't even gotten through one
I
card.
don't think you asked us.
The
any
last time we did an interview, you took over and did the camera. Maybe you should interview me and Emily.
I'll tell you what, I've been wanting to get involved in this.
Here we go, yeah.
I can interview you.
What is it, the
interview me and Emily.
20s? Why do we have this giant
Okay.
slate?
I want to
This
be
is
with
crazy.
Emily.
Okay.
Yes,
You be the
please.
interviewer. I don't know what I'm doing.
All right,
Okay.
let's do
Hi,
it.
darling.
Okay.
You can make it up. You don't have to read my notes.
No, I'm going to read
They're
your notes.
so dry.
Here's one. Be funny.
Funny.
It's like it's just a command. Be funny. Or is it a reminder to you?
That was him. That was him.
You can't not be funny. You are funny.
You guys, you're not being
I've got funny bones.
You're not being very funny.
You don't know how not to be funny.
You're not being very funny.
Can you ask Emily this question? Because I'm actually interested in this one.
Right.
Emily, your character as a director in the movie, is directing something you'd like to do?
Have you seen how stressed my character is in the movie?
Very stressed.
Do you think I need that in my life?
I don't feel like you should look for that.
You see, this is great. This is why you're a better partner, because you just agree with everything I say.
I agree.
I feel he's a bit of a contrarian.
Do you
by
feel?
comparison.
Look at who he's thinking
I have reason to be suspicious, by the way. It says, Ken will always be inside of you, and inside is underlined. Allison, you knew what you were doing. You knew it all along.
I think Ryan finally understands my job. And every presenter worth their salt never turns up empty-handed.
Ryan?
Oh, stop it, Ryan.
Oh, look at this
The Fall Guy doll.
Have Ryan give doll. He never.
Oh my
God. I'm going to sleep with it every night.
That is epic.
It's going to be like sleeping with a mini you every night.
Oh my God.
This is the best. Thank you.
It's literally the least I could do. I did.
That is
I
really
feel
cool.
like I
It's
should
almost
give
like I
it to
did
you.
none of it.
No, I don't even have one of...
You have it. You have it. You have it.
No, I see enough of him.
Nobody wants it. I'll take it.
Thank you, Ryan. What a lovely interview. And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap, guys.
It is, guys. It's a wrap.
They always say the sequel will never be as good as the original, but that was absolutely sensational.
It was brilliant.
Loved that,
And
Alison.
I
Well
also
done.
can't wait to see the Full Guy now.
Yes, not least because our friend's written it.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Really clever.
Used to be a TV presenter on kids' TV.
It doesn't make any sense.
First, though, anyone who's ever visited the This Morning studio will know that just the other side of that wall there, that view, is the Good Morning Britain set. What is a little unusual, though, it has just snuck past 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And if we go to that studio, two of the presenters are still there earning overtime this morning.
Looking so official with the paper shuffle. Richard and Susanna, come on through. Come and join us on our sofa because there is some celebrating to be done.
Yes.
Come on in here.
We need to say happy birthday. Come and join us. This week, Good Morning Britain marks 10 years since we started waking up the nation.
And whether you've been watching since Ben and Susanna said Good Morning Britain for the first time on day one, or, like Richard, you've joined the party a little bit later on, you'll know that top-quality reporting on the decade's biggest news stories has also been accompanied with plenty of laughs.
Good morning, Britain. Welcome to our news show. I'm Susanna Reid, and we're here with you through to 8:30 this morning.
You terminated because you won't answer the questions.
Thanks for watching. Back tomorrow. Have a great day.
And Susanna and Richard are here. Come on in.
Here they come. Good morning.
Well, come and sit down. Come and join us.
Good
No, sorry, Ben, I'm
morning.
going to sit there. This is my gig.
Hello. I normally wave as we go past. Hello, how are you? Are you look good out? Nice to see you too.
Have a seat, have a seat, have a seat.
I recognise you from somewhere.
It was the grim and distant past. That's how quickly you forget.
Oh, it was 10 years ago, Ben.
10 years.
Isn't that remarkable? And you said to me just as we were about to launch, enjoy this moment because you never get a second chance to launch a programme for the first time.
It was an amazing moment. Do you think you enjoyed it? I'm not sure if that...
I was going to say, do you remember it?
I remember it vividly and watching these back now.
I don't look like I'm enjoying it. I think we were so full of apprehension and responsibility because it was, you know, to launch a new programme. Yeah.
Big deal.
It's quite a thing, isn't
Big
it?
responsibility as well to come and sort of do that big relaunch on a breakfast show and the way we did it and how we were doing it as well. There was a sort of a lot riding. I mean, you've done it.
Well, we're sitting next to the expert who launched this show. Isn't this weird? Yeah, it's weird, no? Does it not feel a bit...
How are you finding it?
Loving it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
It's great,
loving
isn't
it. It's a very different tone, a very different rhythm, very different feel.
Very different time of the morning.
Most importantly, very different time in the morning.
What is it like having a lie-in every morning?
It's sensational. I sat and had a cup of coffee with Annie before I came to work this morning. I had you guys on thinking, I'm so glad I'm not there.
So what times do you get up? Like, what's the morning routine?
After you.
3:40, first alarm goes off. 3:45.
You turn them off, though, don't you?
Second alarm goes off, and then 3:50 out of bed and on it. What about you?
Mine is set at... I've got 3 alarms. I set them up for 4:01, 1 minute past 4, because psychologically I can say to myself, I'm not getting up in the middle of the night. I'm getting up early in the morning. But I have 3 because I'm paranoid about sleeping through.
Yeah.
And I have a ritual. I set them 3 times the night before. And Judy says to me, what do you know it's set. What do you do? I said, I have to do this.
You do?
Otherwise I don't sleep.
I used to wake up in the night and double-check that I'd set my alarm. But I also had an alarm on the other side of the room.
So I have that too.
I had to get out of bed to turn it off.
Very smart.
And if I didn't, then I'd get a kick.
Have either of you ever slept through? You actually missed your call?
I didn't. Ranvi's the only person I know that did sleep through and turned up about 6:30. We were on air. And she loves it when I remind her of that as well.
So you've named and shamed.
Well, we named and shamed her on air as well. The closest you've come to sleep missing a call, have you ever done one?
I've always managed to be there. Yeah.
Come on, you know, Suzanne, she does not make mistakes.
No.
Hold on, but it's live TV. So has anything ever really happened where it's been... Like I got kicked in the head.
Oh, you
I saw
did?
that by Ed Balls. Of course, we were doing a story about airline seats. Should you put your feet up on the seat in front of you? And as you can see, the evidence shows, no, you shouldn't, because he managed to kick me in the back of the head with the hard heel of his shoe.
That really hurt, didn't it?
It really genuinely did, although he very kindly sent me flowers after. That was very sweet. But you did get whacked there, though. I did get whacked, but all forgiven. I'm still intact. Although I remember the other moment where something went wrong, which was when I asked a question to Dan Stevens, the actor from Downton Abbey, asking him how he got the part in his new film.
In a slightly different phrase, though, didn't it?
Yes.
How you phrased it.
Yes. I don't know if people saw that in the highlights VT or whether you had to edit that out.
That one didn't make the highlights VT.
No.
It made the highlights more or less across the world, though.
Yes, really. Exactly.
Yeah, the Great British Beat-Off, I think, was how Dan put it.
Yeah.
And even in America, he still gets asked about it now,
That's
Richard.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Being on TV
We
with
giggled.
us.
We
Yeah.
I think my moment was the fake tan.
Yes.
It was the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me on live television. Basically, I don't wake up really till I get to work.
Yeah.
So I went down to the kitchen that morning, having got up. It's 4:10. I'd been on holiday. My skin was dry, so I reached into the kitchen cabinet where I knew I kept the moisturiser, slapped on some moisturiser. I thought, it smells a bit funny, a bit coconutty. Oh, well, never mind. When I got to work, I'd put on my daughter's fake tan.
Definitely Chloe's fake tan, isn't it?
Definitely Chloe's fake tan,
yeah, definitely.
But, of course, it takes a while for fake tan to start working, so makeup didn't see anything, you know. I get made up, we start the show, and after about 7 o'clock... look at it. About 7 o'clock, the director said, Richard, have you put anything on your face this morning? I said, no. And it just got worse. I mean, there's no stopping it. It got worse and worse and worse. And honestly, I was so dark, and the viewers were in hysterics. They're loving it. It was so embarrassing.
We always have had, and one of the things that I've always loved about my time there was the joy and the fun that we had. But, of course, we covered some extraordinarily important moments as well, Susanna. In the last 10 years, every sort of major political moment, sort of wars, the Queen's death, sadly, the coronation.
Yeah.
And there's some incredible sort of privilege about being there at that time and reporting on those things.
I know, and a real sense of occasion as well, because we were at Westminster Abbey, of course, for the Queen's funeral and for the King's coronation. And you do feel in those moments, they're part of history, aren't they? Yeah. And that's when you think, wow, we get the opportunity to report what we're seeing to the viewers at home who can't be here at that moment. And it's quite
It's a cliche, but it's true. It's like you're part of the national conversation in the morning, because a lot of the things that we're talking about and waking up to, so are people at home. And you feel like you're all talking together. And obviously you get the messages on Twitter and stuff. And it does feel like a proper conversation, you know.
Yeah. There's a certain level of responsibility that comes with it as well, I think, and about getting it right in that moment. Get the tone right.
Intimacy as well. I think that's always the thing that struck me when you're doing breakfast, even shifting till 10 o'clock where we are now. Our viewers have sort of gone about the first part of their morning and then they're coming back for a cup of tea or whatever they're doing. But when it's the first thing in the morning, people are waking up with you in bed. The amount of people that would stop me in the street going, oh, I was naked when I saw you today, Bear.
Well, I remember interviewing James Bond Roger Moore and saying, it's lovely to meet you. And he said, what do you mean, Susanna? I will wake up in bed with you every morning.
But the reality of that is you suddenly realise the first thing that goes on in the morning, we are the first people that they hear the news from. We're the first people that they're often hearing, sharing what's going on, whether it's Laura with the weather, whether it's us with the news, whatever. And There's a sort of an intimacy to that, Richard, which is really sort of palpable.
That's why you're talking about getting the facts right, and obviously, and particularly on a news or a rolling news show, that's critical. But you use the T word, tone. It's tone that's so important particularly when you're dealing with very delicate stuff, you know. And you do have to sometimes sit back in a commercial break and think, OK, how are we going to quite approach this? What tone are we going to adopt here? Because it's got to be real, it's got to be genuine, but you have to think about it.
And it's also the gear changes as well. I mean, you could be on the red carpet with Tom Cruise pouring him a cup of tea.
Yes.
How was that, by the way?
That was the best selfie I've ever got.
An amazing selfie.
Incredible, yeah. Thank you very much indeed, Tom.
And you gave him the G&B mug as well.
Was he a nice chap?
And a G&B flask of tea. I mean... And he didn't go, what on earth is this? He very happily drank.
No expense.
And we all know tea from a flask is not quite as good.
Is it builder tea as well?
Oh, I don't mind builder tea.
Yes.
Oh, I love a cup of builder tea.
But...
Yeah, but from a flask.
Yeah.
But he was perfectly gracious about it, which was lovely. But you're right, then you have to gear change, don't you? Come back into the programme, we've done some devastating breaking news stories as well.
And that's life, though, isn't it? I think the thing that I've been reminded of, and I saw that brilliant article that you did in the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Was the quote that was that Good Morning Britain was going to be axed by Christmas.
Cancelled by Christmas. You haven't, by any chance, got the front, the page 3?
Rub it in.
OK, so this is framed in my dressing room. Good Morning Britain faces axe after a month. You probably can see we have sense of the other photograph on page 3 of The Sun from 10 years ago because for younger viewers, yes, page 3 of The Sun used to have a topless model on it.
Yeah.
But the reason that this from 10 years ago is framed in my dressing room is because only one of those two things got cancelled. And it wasn't Good Morning Britain. Page 3 of The Sun no longer has a topless model on it.
The interesting thing about this is I remember this happening and thinking, yes, we've made it, we're on page 3.
Well, I've got 2 stories about that. That happened to us when Judy and I launched in 1988. We launched this programme. I mean, they didn't want it to work, you know? They just... Because it makes a better story if the programme crashes and burns.
Yep.
So I'd say every 2 or 3 weeks we'd see a headline like that. You know, sort of Mr. and Mrs. Married, they call us. Mr. and Mrs. Married, cheesy couple, you know, to get chopped by Christmas. And, you know, here you are. How many years later? 35, 30 years later?
Yeah.
And the other thing about getting negative publicity, which is actually quite fun, we road tested Viagra live on the programme.
Yes,
we got 3 couples. All 3 blokes had slight erectile issues, and they all took a Viagra. And we sent them off to a hotel around the corner, and they came back 2 hours later and told us what had happened. Exactly. We asked what had come up, basically, and they told us. On the Daily Mail, the next page of the Daily Mail the next day, it was this the tawdriest 2 hours in British television history? We went, yes. Results.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Exactly.
I mean, there's a real pride for us, isn't there, sitting here and hosting this show. You gave me a really lovely note as well, Richard, that you left in my dressing room, which was really special, and I will keep that forever because that was really amazing. There's a real pride with that and for launching the show with you, Susanna, all those 10 years ago, but also where the show's come to. And what the next 10 years look like as well. I wonder what you think about when you think where we were, where we are, and where we're going to be.
Well, I don't think it's going to be cancelled by Christmas.
No.
I think we're pretty well established now. Yeah.
Well, look, it's been a real treat to have you come in.
Oh, it's a treat to be here.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. And congratulations on everything you're achieving.
Yeah, can I just say, as an ex-presenter here, and, you know, there have been ups and downs on this programme over the decades since we got... I think you two are brilliant on it. And I'm not just saying that. I think it's a really good feel to the show. It's really found its...
We're enjoying it immensely.
Lovely time.
And we've even come dressed on brand as well. This is what they've done.
We sat down over there and we're like, oh, no.
We've come as the logo and as the set. We've come up in this morning teal.
You look very at home. Gorgeous.
Well
done.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for staying as well.
Yeah.
No,
now I know what's the other side of it.
I didn't realise you were actually this close. I thought we were exaggerating, but
yeah, we've broken the third
Phil's
wall.
going to be cooking later as well, so there's plenty of food.
That's what drew you over, wasn't it? Yeah.
The cheesecake.
Honestly, so good. Jing Lucy, Richard Armitage and Leslie Sharp are joining us now. Hello, all 3 of you. Thanks
Welcome
for joining
to the
us.
show.
Thanks for having us.
Jing, I watched the first step last night. Oh, God, it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
How much fun was this to film?
It was a dream. I mean, give a plane with these guys. you know, and some naughty things happening. Brilliant.
So tell us about the premise. So it's kind of mile-high murder mystery. The first episode, like, pretty breathless, so it's brilliant. But what can you let us know what happens? How does the plot develop?
Well, I mean, people keep dying. So other things keep dying, and I finally, around episode 2, I'm like, you know what, maybe you're onto something.
Tell us about your
Maybe I might...
Tell us about your character.
I play a detective who is tasked with accompanying this gentleman.
You're kind of babysitting him, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a really... I don't want to do it. I don't want to fly to China and fly back to drop off someone who essentially murdered someone very similar to me. So I don't want to do it. And then Richard, obviously, is playing a suspected murderer. So, yeah, it's not a great task. It gets even worse on the plane, obviously, with all the deaths.
But you quite enjoyed filming on the plane, though, right? You enjoyed your little cabin.
Oh, I moved in.
Your slippers down there.
I did.
Your
I
little
did.
snacks.
I did.
You were having a lovely time, weren't you?
I did. There was one shot where they were doing a tracking shot, and I was in the galley at the front of the plane, and this camera's just roaming, and it's kind of making its way to me, and suddenly I hear cut, and I'm like, what happened? Did the camera? Technical issue. They're like, Jing's stuff is all in the cubby. We're seeing her slippers, we're seeing her hoodies, like, clear it. Yeah, I was mortified, but I fully moved in.
Having a lovely time. And Richard, what was it like working with Jing and the legend Leslie?
I mean, we got cosy, didn't we? I think Jing took a lot of pleasure putting handcuffs on me every day. But when they were finally off...
pretty tight when I saw it on the...
I like a tight handcuff.
And actually, when we got off the plane, we sort of had this big exhale, and I finally met Leslie in a scene together. And the first thing we did after we'd finished, we were like, I wish we had more, because we just had such a good time working
Did you
together.
want more of Richard?
I did want more of Richard. I wanted more of Jing. I wanted to be on the plane.
Yeah.
But I was on
With
the
the cool
ground.
kids were on the plane.
So who's worked together before? You two have, haven't you?
Yes, I've not worked with Richard before, but Jing and I were both in the final series of Scott and Bailey.
I was also her DC. We're just committed to playing this relationship. I was a DCI in Gangs of London, so obviously I got demoted to play with Leslie. Got back down to my DC
Leslie,
level.
Your character's, what, head of MI5, is it?
Yes, she's come back after a 13-month leave of absence, and everything is kicking off. There are people at work who are trying to get her job, and there's this up in the air.
Do you know what I liked about it? Is it wasn't like, excuse the pun, but like Route One, it was just like, you've got a great backstory. You've got a great backstory with your family. I haven't found out too much about your backstory yet, but I suppose you're an enigma.
He's always dodging his character.
Isn't he? He's got those little foxy eyes at us, and we never know where we are with Armitage. Richard, tell us about the scene that you filmed in Stansted. Because I was watching it going, how in the world did they shut off Stansted, get loads of extras in there, and you were stood on the thing basically going, hey, here it is, look, take a look at it. So those are real punters, right?
Yeah, there's a small group of background artists around me, but you sort of, you only get 1 or 2 goes at doing it before the public sort of twig to what you're doing. There are warning signs up saying filming's happening, but of course no one's paying attention anymore. So you have to be careful not to traumatise people. I think there were a few punters running into W.H. Smith's going, there's a man being arrested.
Never try. I wasn't worried about that. I was worried about the guys in Wetherspoons going, hi, what are you doing up there?
Heckling.
Yeah, pretty much.
I did.
What a great scene to do, though, as an actor. Was that great?
It's really nerve-wracking.
Is
It's
it?
like the first night of a preview on stage. Your heart is thumping because you just think, I can't mess this up.
You've only got one shot, haven't
Because
you?
you've only got one go and then it's blown. And no, it was,
And then the
it
old
was
handcuff
exciting.
queen's going to come and throw you away.
And Leslie, did you base your character on somebody real?
Well, no, but I did do research about MI5, MI6, and also it's just, if you get to that level of seniority, you know, you've got to have had a real strong track record. And there's this amazing woman called Eliza Manningham Buller, who was head of MI5. I think she resigned in 2007. And she was fantastic and was absolutely clear that she took the job because she wanted to guard UK citizens and do her duty. She was there to serve. And I think that runs like letters through a stick of rock. That's what runs through Madeleine Delaney.
Oh, I love it. It's amazing how much goes on behind the scenes that we don't know about.
Yeah.
How many times they
absolutely.
save our lives and we just don't know about it.
Jing, you know, I was reading my notes last night and you know, one of the questions was about representation, and I looked down and you said the last lead, Chinese lead, was the Chinese detective. I remember the Chinese detective when I was a kid. It was such a long time ago.
Before I was born.
Yeah.
Before I came to England. I think it was 81, 82. Yeah, the last British East Asian lead. was David Yip in The Chinese Detective.
He's played your dad a couple of times.
Who has played my dad a couple of times, so it's almost like he passed down the legacy. Who's also a detective, so it's like he's been, I've been training in the family. No, it is mad, and it's what an honour to have something finally happening. Even when I got the scripts for this, I was like, if it's not going to be me, I'm glad it's happening. I'm glad this is coming to our channel.
Richard, I had to ask you about your book as well, Geneva. Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, the paperback's out in September.
We'll come back and...
Thanks.
Where did you find time to do that? It's incredible.
On a lot of red-eye flights from New York to London. No, it's kind of my sort of Saturday, Sunday kind of rest. I sit down and write. I'm actually finishing the edits on the second book over this weekend. So, yeah, a newfound pleasure.
Yeah, well done. And is it true that it was actually filmed on that hijack plane?
I believe so.
Idris Elba?
Yeah.
Slightly cannibalised version of Idris's plane, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're very excited. You're loving it.
Yeah.
Are you going to carry on watching it?
Yes, Red Eye continues this Sunday. 9 p.m. on ITV. The full series is available to stream now on ITVX. Thank you.
Jing, Leslie, thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Go and have your picture taken with Alison.
Yeah.
Little Alma. Now. That's so cute, that little bubba.
She
Is
looks
that a
like
little
Minnie
Glyn?
Me. Yeah, it's a little Glyn.
Is that
little
part of your
Alma?
family?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
She's the cutest thing, little ginger nut.
Welcome along.
Yeah,
Thanks
welcome.
for having me.
nice to
5
see you
years.
again.
Where have we been in our lives?
I
Where have we
know.
been?
Do you know what is so crazy? I never planned to take that amount of time off. And I feel like I came off of my last tour and I did need a break because I'd been on the road for like 6, 7 years. But then like COVID hit and life happened and I was just like, before I knew it, it was like
5 years.
Nearly 6 years since my last album. But you know, in that time, I'll tell you, I've managed to like live and like feel like more inspired. And I think obviously like, you know, I would have loved to have released this album maybe 2 years ago. But I think for me, it's like, actually, this album's allowed me to fall back in love with music.
Sure.
Like, going back and listening to records that, like, inspired me to do what I do.
Yeah.
And I think it's so, like, easy in the world that we're living in, with everything so quick and released and so many things out there, to, like, feel really grounded and inspired. And I think for me, like, during this time of... I think it's been a lot of self-discovery and growing up and maturing, but also, like, in my music as well, and, like, figuring out what it is that I want to kind of put out there and what I want to write about. And, like, listening to, like... I dove back into Joni Mitchell, like, massively. Yeah, do you like her? I love her.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and, like, that process, I was in LA on my own, and I was like, I had no choice but to sit with myself. So I was just kind of like, right, listen to music that you love.
It's like therapy, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. And they're like, she tells stories and she sings with such emotion, and, like, Amy Winehouse as well. I went back to, like, Frank and Back to Black and just, like, really, like, listening to their stories and the emotion. And I was like, how do I even write? OK, cool. I listened to those records and it just made me feel like, OK, I want to go into this process, like, free, vulnerable and raw and just honest and, like, not hold back from what it is that feels right.
From the sounds of it, this record is out exactly when it should be out. Like, you know, this is like part that... If you'd have released it 2 years ago, you might not have been ready for it.
Yeah, I guess everything happens for a reason. Yeah, I think that, you know, because I do feel like I'm in a place of, like, a bit more stability in my life.
When I read my notes, I was like, wow, she got to LA. And LA is a really interesting town. You know, I've worked there a little bit. And if you're on your own there, loneliness can just eat you up. But use it as an inspiring...
I mean, it was real lonely. Like, it was weird. Like, there's times I swear I was going mad. Like, honestly, I was telling the story the other day. Like, I was going through my phone the other day looking for something, and this video, I have to laugh, of me, like, talking to my phone.
What were you saying?
I was just like, do you know what? I was going through something, and I think I was, like, like, basically, living in a hotel is, like, a tough one. Yeah. Like, it is.
People don't realise it, do they? When you've got no family around you.
Yeah, you think, oh, you're in LA, it's amazing. I mean, listen, it is amazing, and, like, I don't take any of that for granted, but I think it was just that I was sat there and I think I really wanted to, like, write and, like, get out what was going on. And I think I was sat down one day and I think there was a lot going on with my teams and my life and whatever, and I just sat and I was just talking it through on my phone, and it was funny to find it. I was like, wow, you are a different person then.
But it's therapy. It's nice that you can be your own therapist. I love the fact that you've gone through that. But with this album, was you ever trying to achieve what you achieved before? Was you thinking, I've got to start from a clean slate here?
Do you know what? I don't think I had any expectation. I think all I wanted to do was just be free in my creativity and just to create amazing music again and just love it. And I think it's been a process. Like, I started it in 2020, then I, like, dipped out again, then I dipped back in again, and then so it's been, like, I think 3 different moments of, like, writing, like, the bulk of the record. And, like, even the, like, latest single, Easy, that's just coming out now, like, that I wrote only in December, and it was, I didn't even know I needed it or, like, I was missing from the album, but I wrote it, and then I was like, we need to put this on the album because I love it. Yeah, it's weird. But it's been a proper process. But I've really, like, enjoyed it. And actually, this week I've just been like, oh, wow, I love music again. Like,
That's so nice.
Yeah, I think that's an amazing feeling.
So you bet you can't wait to get out and play now, can you?
Yeah, like, so I did this gig. Like, I did this really intimate kind of live rendition of the album the other day. Oh, man, like, I loved it. Like, it was me, like, full band, horns, everything, and we created this space. It felt like a living room, and it was just super cosy in this huge, like, industrial warehouse, and invited, like, all my friends and my family and some, like, special fans down, and we just had a moment where I, like, got to just sing and breathe and live the album, and it was, honestly, it was so magical.
Do you prefer something like that or something like Glastonbury more, or is it both the same?
That's wild.
It's a good question, isn't it?
Yeah.
What would you say?
That's a hard one, you know. That's really hard, because what would you say? Nah, I
like
love them both for different
equally.
different reasons.
Yeah.
Because you know what? In that moment, I could really, like, nurture the moment and be present, I think.
Yeah.
And with Glastonbury, like, whoa, that was just like
insane.
a big old, like, 80,000 people. You're like, jeez.
Yeah.
It's like a lot.
Is that your standout, do you think, of all the places?
It's definitely a standout moment. I will never forget, like, whoa. Like, imagine. And I was stood on the side of the stage and, like, coming up, and I was like, oh, there's not going to be anyone there. Like, you never expect anything. And I remember walking off on stage at Glastonbury, I was with my team, and I got up there and I heard, like, the crowd, and I saw them, and I ran off and burst into tears. I was like, I can't do it. I was, like, crying, and they were like, Jess. I remember my hairstylist at the time, like, literally, like, slapped me on the arse and was just like, get up there now. I was like, okay.
Well, this is it. Your mum must be so proud. I know she keeps you grounded.
She does, yeah.
What does she think of it? Does she love it?
Yeah, my family are incredible. My mum, yeah, they're also like, oh my God, finally I put music out again. Come on, let's go to a gig. They love coming to my gigs. They just love it.
Well, it's out now. It's called Jess.
Yes, the album out today. Hammond's touched it, which means it's touched by God.
Isn't it?
The gold has happened.
Magic.
Apologise for the second bum reference of the day.
Oh, sorry.
Don't worry, mine was the first one. I host the show.
Don't worry.
I'm absolutely mortified. Don't worry.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Trust me, don't worry. Physician heal herself.
Jess, first time you've been on this show, can you come back again, please?
Yeah,
do not wait for so long.
It's really chill, isn't it? It literally is. We're just hanging out with
So
the
chill.
mates. How are you?
Hanging out with your mates.
Isn't it? I love it.
Thanks, Jess.
Oh, my days. Oh, my Dales.
Oh, nicely played. Beautifully played.
Mark is here with us. Goodness me, we've been gripped by this, Mark. It's always, we love it when these storylines really capture fire and everybody's talking about it. And lots of people will have a different reaction to the different perspectives on it. He's got a lot going on, Marlon, right now.
He's in a moral labyrinth, is where he is, really, and he can't see a way out, because this story, I was just saying before, I don't think it's been told before in this way, in drama. I can't think of a show that's done this story in the way that we're doing it, so it makes me very proud. But, you know, I might be wrong about that, but I don't think so. And what's great about it, like you just implied, is that you go online, you know, you shouldn't really go below the line, because that way madness lies.
Too scary.
But when you do, the opinions really split, you know, and that's what we wanted from it. It was always going to be divisive. It was never going to be a blanket. Yeah, and that's what it is for people, right? And it's so complicated, because even as we sat here right now, the law is evolving to try and catch up with science and you know, the moral complexities of it all.
I think that's one of the best things about... He's chewing my shoe. I wouldn't let anybody do that, you know, but I will let him do it. He was really chewing my shoe. That's one of the brilliant things about soaps, I think, is there isn't that lead time where if you were doing a play or a movie or something like that, soaps can directly reflect exactly what is going on within medicine, science, politics, whatever.
We exist in the same present as the audience, all the time. We're in there now all the time, and it's a unique position, really.
Correct.
But what Rona's done there by changing the plan and suddenly come out, that just in terms of their experience and Marlon's experience with her, that's going to be quite triggering, isn't it? Because it's going to sort of bring up a lot of memories.
It does. It's sort of like it throws him into a quandary. He overreacts. You know, he does overreact.
He's quite an emotional character.
He is. But because after he had a stroke a couple of years ago, and he feels that it's left him. He feels slightly inadequate in some ways, and he projects it onto Rona that she's making all these decisions without him, and it makes him think about the past and about how. You know, there's been a couple of times where she's tried to take her son away, their son away from him, and so he uses all this stuff and he boxes himself into a corner. And it's not her fault. She's just done what she thinks is right, but he thinks she's planned it. He thinks she's just not letting him on the secret. And it's been great to play because me and Zoe, who played it, we love a row. I love row.
Not in real life.
No, but there's ask any actor, there's nothing better than arguing. I love it.
Yeah. And do you think it's going to kind of, like, just dissolve into oblivion? Because, as you rightly said, he had a stroke previously. I was watching, actually, some old footage of you talking about that and how they did all the makeup on your face.
Amazing, yeah.
And you didn't look until they revealed it.
Yeah, I didn't look. I didn't see it until I saw it in the mirror in the take of the scene, yeah.
Which was amazing.
Yeah, it was horrifying, actually.
Do you think that it could even go there?
Well, I think he does refer to it a few times when he's talking to Paddy, his best mate. He does say, this is stressing me out. And, you know, stress is bad for stroke survivors. It is. It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
But the whole point of the story is that, and the way that he reacts to it and the way that they start locking horns over it is, it could go anywhere. And Marlon's not got a great track record. He's been married 5 times, you know. So he's not got a great
love to give.
He's got a lot. He loves love. He loves love. He's just, you know, he's not consistent. So it's been fascinating to play, and it's been really detailed. And every time you get a script, it's brilliant, you know, because every time you get a script, you're having to make gear changes, you know, about your position, because your position, like the audience's position, is changing all the time.
But didn't they, talking of changing position, didn't they do that when you went in for the character initially, all those years ago? Because wasn't he written, first of all, as like some real Lothario, Adonis?
It literally said, Marlon appears, he is an Adonis, a Greek god. And I looked at the script and I went into the loo outside the audition room and I went into the mirror and I was going, trying to smolder, you know, thinking like, this is not...
How so you doing?
Yeah. So then I went in and I said to the director, this stage direction about him being this beautiful... He went, no, don't worry, he's now a nerd who thinks he's those things. oh, thanks. Thanks?
I think.
Yeah.
I think we've got a clip which we can all enjoy.
Have you?
Of day one.
Have you?
Never stops getting done this. Here we go.
You better have a good reason for being here, pal.
You better be able to fight with an attitude like that.
Marlon!
How you doing, Mandy?
Seeing you, Marlon!
Hey, we're Albert's, Marlon. That's me, Uncle Zach. What brings you over here, then? Well, I'd sooner tell you after I bought you a pint. There must be a decent pub round here somewhere. I don't believe today. It just gets better and better.
Different character, different voice.
Amazing, though. And obviously Steve was in that shot as well. And there was a wonderful... You put such a lovely tribute on your Instagram to him. Sadly, you've all lost him. And it feels like the Dingle family and his role in the Dingle family and how it's integral to all of you were as characters, but also as a young actor coming onto that set must have been really important.
He was the first person to hug me. He was the first person to say, don't worry. He was the first person I went to when I had any problems. And everybody loves Steve. Everybody. I mean, we are a family on that show. And the Dingles are a family within that family. And he was very much our patriarch. But he was so young at heart. He was an example of how, you know, to stay being young at heart. And he was always one of the funniest human beings. Everybody misses him terribly. It's a massive loss, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, you must just have the most amazing time on that show, because you have been there for all those years. And now it's almost... It's round the other side. It's a real full circle moment where you turn around and you're winning an Outstanding Achievement Award.
Outstanding Achievement March. I think I messaged you on the day.
Yeah,
it's about
amazing.
Time.
It was lovely, and you know, you're meant to be cool about awards and stuff like that, aren't you? You're kind of but it was lovely. It was a lovely thing to get, and it blew my mind on the night because I had no idea. And 3 of Marlon's exes were up there presenting it, and it was an amazing night, and it just. I don't even know what I said on the stage afterwards, but I do know that it does. When you've been in something that long, I'm not going to lie, it meant a lot to me. It was lovely.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's sensational. And long may it continue. It feels like, you know, obviously this storyline's got a long way to run, but it feels like you're still sort of embracing the challenge of being there and being part of the day.
I think if you're still worrying about it when you go home after you've done work, I think that's a really good sign.
Yeah.
And you know, you never take it for granted, never assume there's another contract. You just do your best all the time. I'm an anxious person anyway, so my anxiety is perfect for this job. It keeps you on your toes, you know.
We'd quite like to see some Greek-inspired cooking from Marlon at some point.
I'm all over it.
Yeah, yeah.
Done.
Yeah, sold.
The lamb chops.
I won't drop the fork this time. It'll be so cool.
No, that's part
Always
of the charm.
cool.
Part of the charm.
Lovely to
Thank
see you, Mark. Thank you for coming.
Guys, thank you.
Now, our next guest is known as TV's tough guy, having served as a Royal Marine Commando in some of the
That
world's
made you giggle then, didn't it?
most challenging...
It did a little
I've
bit.
heard it before, heard it before. He now uses his specialist training to put some of our favourite celebs through their paces on SAS. Who Dares Wins.
And some of those who aren't our favourite as well, which is equally as satisfying. For his latest mission, Jason Fox is hoping to inspire others with a brand new book, Embrace the Chaos. And Fox is here to tell us all about it. Jason, great to see you this morning. Embrace the Chaos sounds a little bit like most parents' morning routine, trying to get the kids up and get into school. It's a slightly different approach that you're taking with the chaos you're talking about embracing as well.
A little, well, not really. I mean, life's chaotic, isn't it?
Yeah.
So my whole... Everyone tries to avoid it, but I think we should try and embrace it because it's something that is always there. And so, embrace the chaos. There we have it.
And it says 52 tactics to make every day count. So is it like you do one a week, or is that how you set it up? Or is that just breaking it down into bite-sized pieces so anyone can take a little bit away?
It's the bite-sized piece thing.
Right.
But ultimately, initially, I wanted to break life down into like a pack of cards, so you could basically pick a card and you don't have to read it from, you know, cover to cover.
Yeah.
You can just pick, you know, a tactic to work on a week.
Yeah.
And you can just pick them out. And so, you know, we turned that pack of cards into a book.
Because I love the chapter that's on the fear factor. To me, that's a really important thing. It's to do something that scares you a little bit semi-regularly, just so you feel, I think just so as a human being, you feel small again. And I feel like you're absolutely right when you say it makes you feel alive.
But I think you grow from fear as well.
Yes,
you know,
true.
Making yourself uncomfortable. We're scared of being uncomfortable a lot of the time. And yet, when you put yourself in those uncomfortable situations, you become used to it, then you've grown, you've
And you suddenly
developed.
go, wow, I can do things.
Yeah.
Things that I'm really scared of, I can do.
All these things are things you've learned on various missions across your career, various experiences. What other stuff's in there, Jace?
It's a lot of, to be fair, there's, like with my journey, I forgot about what I'd learned in the military, and then I went through, you know, I had a bit of a stinker, went through that period, revised and reminded myself of what I learned. And
when
then
you
there's
say
other
stinker,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a sort of just explain a little bit what you mean by stinker.
Oh, right, OK, yeah. So I was medically discharged from the military from my career with PTSD, depression. I had mental health issues, and, you know, I had a difficult time transitioning from the military into the civilian world. You know, I contemplated suicide, that sort of thing. So that's what I mean by stinker.
So you're having to go back, which is one way of describing it. I mean, that's how you compartmentalise it, I guess. You look back on that period of your life as very informative in terms of how you're behaving now.
Yeah.
But having to go back and relive those moments in order to put the learnings in this book, was that difficult? Did it bring back some quite difficult memories for you, Jason?
I mean, I've done that with the first book. So when doing it for this one, and then also looking at things that I've done since that sort of fuzzy period, yeah, I actually enjoy it.
Do you?
Yeah. The guy that I sit down and do the books with, Matt, is an amazing friend. We have a great time. We sort of get a little bit sad about certain things, but then we laugh about it afterwards. So, yeah, that has been my most favourite book to do so far.
Which, I suppose, is how life is. Sometimes you laugh, sometimes you
Yeah.
don't. What's interesting about it, and I think maybe this helped with kind of getting you over the stinker, is you talk about routine in here a lot. It's almost like you employ the military routine into everyday life. And actually, that's something that we can benefit from too. Especially waking up and going to sleep and all those things.
I think routine's important, but the thing that I do talk about in the book is not to be governed by routine, to make sure that you've got a flexible routine, have some non-negotiables, but sometimes you might have to manipulate the routine to fit in with whatever the day throws at you. So you're still doing it, but it might not necessarily be normally when you do it.
Yeah.
You're still ticking it off.
Can you learn to be more spontaneous? Because I think the difference between me and Annie is that she likes things to be ordered, she takes routine and she has to stick with it. And if I suddenly do what I do, which is I'm all over the show and say, oh, let's go and do this, she really struggles with that. Do you think there's things that people can help with that? Because as you were saying, sticking to the routine can be quite sort of like restraining.
It can be restraining. I think if you allow yourself to, if you can test yourself by being a little bit more flexible with a routine, being a bit more dynamic, then you'll gradually get to the point where it doesn't phase you out. It doesn't freak you out. You're like, OK, fine, something's changed. We're going to do something else. But that's cool because I know how to adapt my routine into, you know, that unseen eventuality.
We've got to talk about the new series of SAS, Who Dares Wins, as well. Because have you got 2? You've recorded one already. Is there another one on the way as well? And where are you doing it? And what can you tell us?
We've done one already that hasn't gone out. We filmed in New Zealand, which is brilliant.
Amazing.
How was that?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was amazing.
Like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very much so. Yeah.
You were Sauron.
Gimli. Yeah, no, it was awesome. We got a great cast. I don't know whether they've been announced. I'm not going to start talking too much about them, but they are very, very good.
There's all sorts of rumours that it's coming to Wales, Foxy.
I've not heard any rumours about that.
Would you fancy a series in Wales, though?
We did Wales on the first season. The first ever SAS was in Wales.
Right.
So, I mean, Wales is an amazing place. If we go there, great, but I don't know. I'm not sure where we're going yet.
OK. Who's been your favourite celebrity you've had on so far?
Favourite?
Yeah, why?
So, favourite... So, the person that has basically surprised us and done unbelievably, probably the best one we've had, he pipped Wayne Bridge to the post now, was Gareth Gates.
Yeah.
Massively surprised
He was
us,
great, wasn't he?
He was a machine.
Was
Yeah,
he?
yeah.
Wow, and coming from him, that's
No,
high
he was-
praise indeed.
He was cool, really good.
Where does Matt Hancock rate in your favourites, Jace?
I mean, he turned up and... no, hang on, he turned up. He
was being paid to be there as well, though, so...
Yeah, no, he turned up. He put a shift in. He would put 110% in, but, you know, he just... You know, he never let his barrier down. We didn't know whether we could trust him.
Right.
He didn't do enough to show us that he was willing to put it all on the line for other people around him.
Right.
It's one of those things that's so important about that process is you strip everybody down. They have to sort of allow themselves to hear what you're saying and then they come out stronger. I think the majority of my friends that have been able to do it, that I've spoken to, and I've seen Wayne since he's done it, lots of people since they've done it, and they all say sort of how much they grew across that period, and they weren't necessarily expecting that. They thought it was going to be tough.
Yeah.
But to come out the other side feeling different about themselves.
I think you've got to allow yourself to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
There's a lot of strength that comes from that, and if you're not willing to go there, then we can tell that they're not being honest with us. And it's like, well, you know, you're not really buying into it. You're just playing the game, and that's not good enough.
Well, we'll look forward to the new series.
Absolutely.
The one in New Zealand, and good luck with the book as well.
The book is called Embrace the Chaos. It's out today, and you're off on book tours and signings. Thank you.
Now, have you ever been approached for any celebrity shows yet, Jace?
Like
There's
what?
Strictly's looking right now. Would you? Is there a dancer in there, Jason?
There's no dancer in it.
Masked singer.
I'm allergic to sequins.
Singing? Is there some Is there a hidden singing in there?
I've not tried it.
Okay, but you wouldn't say never say never.
No, face the fear.
The thing that the fear that
quite Caddy.
Yes.
It's not that I'm scared of it. I'm scared of cooking. I'm useless at cooking. I'd probably do something along those lines.
So MasterChef or Bake Off?
Something like that. Yeah.
Ready for it. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
There you go.
Calling all those baking shows. Foxy's ready for some action.
Thanks, Jason.
Nice.
Lovely to
Thank
see you,
you.
Jason.
Very nice to see you.
Right.
And Sue is already making us laugh.
Sue.
Sorry.
And she joins us now.
So, like, literally, you're the love child of Dickinson and Sugar. That's what it is.
Okay.
Bargain hunt.
Yes, sort of
meets-
orange and intense. That's how I like to roll.
I have watched the first episode.
so
We've been
good.
so- and I'm absolutely gripped. I loved it, Sue.
Thank you.
There's a very sort of fascinating element to this because we all like the idea, and we see it across social media, of a side hustle.
Yes.
We all
Yes.
like the idea of being able to make a bit of money on the side and actually could that bit of money we make on the side end up being significant, which is exactly the challenge for your contestants, isn't it?
It is. I mean, the great thing about this show is it doesn't need a lot of explaining because it's all done in the title. So it's double the money. I start off, I give 13 pairs of contestants 250 quid and say, come back in 24 hours with 500. And if they do, they stay in. 500 to 1,000, 1,000 to 2,000, you know, and so on it goes.
Yeah.
Slightly longer periods of time each time.
Yeah.
And they have to do a different business venture every time.
Every single time. It can't relate to the previous.
No, they can't go, those samosas sold really well, let's do more samosas.
That's great.
Or fortune telling.
Yes.
Or pork products.
I mean, pork products is everyone's side hustle. I mean, that's a given. I mean, you've gone straight for the obvious there.
But the really interesting thing is they have to hold on to, like, their day jobs too. This is on the side, isn't it?
Yeah.
This show.
Well, so the contestants, they're pairs. Sometimes they're in a relationship. They might be, I don't know, father-son. They might be grandparent, grandchild. But so some of them are retired. So some of them don't have a main job. But you're right. A lot of the time they are trying to balance the stresses of everyday life with the hell that I'm putting them through, and they are brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, the success of the show is entirely theirs to own. They are brilliant, and they come up with incredible things, from samosa-type stuff to tantric sex workshops, which is not everyone's go-to for a side hustle. And I was thinking, it's great, but will it work?
Yeah. It really does.
They brought me such joy and such fun, and they also make a lot of cash.
Do they? So do they get right to the end? Like, they're making...
Some of them do.
And then the ultimate prize is...
25 grand.
But if they make more,
if they make more, then they take more, and they do make more. I mean, it's extraordinary. And just in a matter of months, they've gone from 250 quid to that extraordinary sum of money. I get quite tearful.
I bet.
I do, because A, I really love them, and I'm very invested in them being happy and successful. But also, I think at the moment, it's a very timely show, you know?
Everybody's trying to...
Everyone's struggling, and everything's uncertain.
Yeah.
And to see their grit and enthusiasm and dynamism is like a shot in the arm for me, actually. Because, you know, I've been doing the same job forever, and I'd like to thank everybody right now for keeping me in work. But, yeah, I was really impressed by them. It's great. And it's also, it's not a London show. You know, they come to London to get their cash, and they go off to wherever they're from, and they use their mates and their contacts and what's happening in their own backyard in Shropshire or Devon or wherever it might be.
Yeah.
So it feels like a really boutique, cute thing.
Would you be any good?
Terrible.
Have you not learned some tricks from them all? What about the haggling?
No, I'm terrible. I'm the child of car salesmen, and I don't have the patter.
It should be in your DNA, then.
It is in my DNA, but then I'd be like this. I'd be like, I'm selling these tacos for £5, and someone goes, 3 quid, and I go, yours for 2.50. I don't have. I've got the chat, but I don't ever want to. I don't want to push anyone.
There's a lot of front involved, isn't there? But
soft.
But you're a stand-up comedian. I mean, that's all front, isn't it? That's being up there and selling an idea, selling a joke.
Yeah, but I always change the idea if it's not working. So and I sort of go, we'll just move. We'll do something different then if you're not liking that. So I think part of my job is being the chameleon and actually shape-shifting to try and please people. Whereas if you're running a business, I think you have to have a very strong idea of what you want and push through that. And I just sit in the sidelines and make silly jokes and adore them, and I'm hugely impressed. Yeah.
Well, wouldn't you say your side hustle is travelling? Maybe too.
Yeah, I like that.
Kind of,
yeah.
We were having a really interesting chat where Tom was talking, and he thought you'd gone. Where was he talking about?
He was talking about ayahuasca, the hallucinogenic drug that is often taken in South America, and you were talking about Alaska, the final frontier. Yeah. I mean, it was an incredible.
A couple of extra consonants and a different continent. But...
Yeah, and a very different concept. So I was trying to entertain both of these concepts. It was amazing.
I think you've done both, though, haven't you?
I've done both.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't do it, kids.
That's why we were talking about it. But did you love Alaska, though?
I absolutely loved Alaska. Yeah, it's one of the last places on Earth where you can go somewhere and you're the first boots on the ground. You know, I've been to places where no human beings have been, and I feel conflicted because on one hand it's great, and on the other hand they could have. I'm the first one. They could have had anybody. But most of the places I go are much busier than that. I'm just on a trip to Thailand, which is
fabulous.
Yeah, and that is the road most travelled. I don't know.
Yes.
Was it Alaska where you had a run-in with the wildlife?
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, it was quite a full-on experience.
You had a little moment where you thought you could bond with a baby moose.
Yeah, I was going to feed the baby moose, and then the baby moose was much bigger than I expected and quite violent. And there's me just... Yes, my shoulder was almost dislocated during that experience.
You need the Gina Ford method there.
Yeah. Try telling a moose it's got to cry it out. Yeah.
You're not as disciplined as you need to be. Too much too soon.
I had no core. You guys would be fine. You've got great core. You're forever young. Me, I was just basically blasted against a fence and panicked.
So you've just done Thailand as well?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I think on 5 and... it's sometime in May. Keep your eyes peeled and, yeah. Double the money's out. I think it's
9th of May.
9th of May.
9th
Thank
of
goodness
May
for you and your professionalism, guys.
Channel 4, 9th of May.
And thanks for getting behind it. It was such fun to do.
Yeah, good luck with it.
Brilliant.
I can't wait to see who ends up getting all the way to it. Having seen that first episode.
I know.
I mean, the grandma and the grandson that get cold drinks to sell on a beach when it's raining.
And I hope the dating couples stay together and don't fall out. They were like newly... Oh, we've got to watch more.
She's getting a hat.
No, I'm not saying anything, but I'm really glad that, you know, those first shows are always hard because there's 13 groups.
Got to get to know them.
But, Lord, you'll be super pleased with what happens, I think.
Brilliant.
Amazing, thank you.
Thank you, Sue, for popping in.
9th of May, Channel 4.